Hey guys, J-Man here in the Danger Room. All right, we are live. We're going to be talking about what if. We're going to be talking about David Ayer cut. We're going to be talking about what else came out. Well, I guess Superman and Lois. We got to talk about. We got to talk about Batman '89 issue number 1 that came out. I went to a toy show today with Sean. Sean is not going to be on here because he bought so many toys that he's trapped in his car. He literally couldn't get out of his car, so I'm not sure what he's going to do. We need to see Sean's stuff. I mean, hashtag show me Sean's stash. Sean's stash. We need to see Sean's stash. Let me know how my audio is. I've got a new microphone, so hopefully it's good. Yeah, we're just going to go through everything. Suscast is already here. How's it going? Thank you so much for coming in. So we're going to bring Steve in, and Greymalkin should be joining us, I think, sometime later on. I'm not sure. I did message him, so he hasn't got back to me, so I'm not sure if he's coming on or not. If not, that's cool. If he is, that's cool too. All right, and let's bring Steve in. How's it going, dude?
Sean got trapped in his car.
Sean always overbuys.
Man.
I go with a backpack, and then once I fill the backpack, I'm like, I can't buy any more toys. It's just too much. But Sean he fills his backpack. Then he's carrying huge bags of shit, and it's like, because we drive down. Basically, it's really far out of Sean's way.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably like a 45-minute drive to my house, and then it's like another half an hour drive from my house to the toy show.
Right.
So I usually just drive us both. There's no sense in both of us driving, down there, right?
Right.
So, and then I met up with the guy, Adam from Go Figure, who's got a great YouTube channel. I had him on about, I guess, a month ago or maybe more. He was on and he did a thing with retro blasting, and he just did an entire stream with Analog Toys, who's a great guy. So he's been doing pretty good. So he was there, all my old buddies. And so check this out. I'm walking around. And okay, so I got my Sentinel. Everybody knows I got my
Cyclops and Sentinel.
My Cyclops and Sentinel tattoo. So, anyways, so we're all in masks. So I'm walking around, and we're all kind of like looking at each other. Like, people know me because of my tattoos. So they're like, "Oh yeah, there's a superhero tattoo guy." So they know J-Man. They're like, "Oh, Jay, how's it going?" Yeah, but I don't know them because they got masks on. So it takes me. So literally, I'm standing next to this guy. We're going through comic books, and I'm like, dude, I was like, how's it going? He's like, oh shit, hey. So it's like, I don't even know, and I'm wearing my Mothra today.
Yeah.
So anyway, so this plays a part. So then we're there, and then I walk by, and this guy's like, oh man, who does your tattoos? That's the best damn tattoo I've ever seen in my life. And he's going on and on. I'm thinking, well, you're really going on and on over this tattoo. And I'm like, oh, Kevin, it's the tattoo artist who did it. I was thinking, dude, this tattoo is sick. I'm like, well, yeah, you did it, right? And I was like, oh my gosh. Then we started talking about how I got to add Wolverine over here. Oh, Greymalkin is here. Let's bring him in right away. How's it going, dude?
Hey guys.
Hey
man.
Ray.
Oh, I'm kind of in recovery last night. I went to this New Japan show in LA. Awesome. It was really cool. Like I called I don't know if you guys are familiar with AEW, where you guys know who Lance Archer is?
Yeah.
Yeah. I literally looked him in the eye and called him a big bird bitch. like my taunts were like vulgar and great. I was saying, hey, Archer, your ass looks fat. It's just like, what? Like, no, I'm trying to give him a complex.
Right.
So Sean and I went to a toy show today. So I was just saying, I'm walking by a toy show, and people know me because of my superhero tattoos.
Yeah.
But we're all in masks, so I can't tell what's going on. So I'm bumping into people like, hey, how's it going? I haven't seen you in a while. And then this one guy is going on and on about my Sentinel tattoo and my Cyclops. He's like, dude, man, that tattoo's the greatest ever. That's like the best tattoo. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, you're going really, far out. And then I'm like, oh, dude, Kevin, it's you. It's the artist. It's the guy who did the tattoo for me. I'm like, no wonder he's going on and on. So he's like, I was like, oh shit. And so he was selling at the toy show. And I'm like,
oh wow. God, you didn't say what? This tattoo? It's ass.
Oh no, I love my Sentinel, my Cyclops and Sentinel. Like, if I had to do it over again, I'm gonna do Wolverine in here. I would do full Jean here. I would do full Hawkeye, and maybe like maybe like Polaris or something. Like I would do a little bit like the bigger tattoos, and then my legs. I would do Sinister Six for my legs and stuff. But
if I didn't have any melanin, I probably have my birthday in the Croatian language right.
Yeah. Oh, that would be cool. Wait, do you have kids, Greg?
No, not yet. We're trying.
Oh, okay.
We're trying.
I was gonna say, could do your kids.
Oh no! I would know what they look like. I have photos. That's weird. No. My brother. He has there's three of us, so he has me, my younger brother, and his like all together, and it's just like, really, what does that do? What does that do for you? Like you just have a bunch of names. What do you get amnesia? Like you're just gonna have a bunch of dudes' names. You're gonna think like, oh my god. Are this a kill list or my gay porn list?
Do I owe these guys money?
Right.
It's like Memento, where Guy Pearce has no short-term memory, so he has to tattoo everything on him.
Just in case.
That's why I'm a little weird about tattoos because, like, okay, would I remember this if I had amnesia, or I would just think, oh, I'm a psycho?
Well, I'm gonna show you some of the stuff that I got at the toy show.
Yeah.
Steve did not go to the show, but I did get him 1989. We're gonna talk about Batman 89, but I got him a 1989 Batmobile, and I got him an Ecto 1 because he's looking to complete that. Now I did learn a few things, which is those ones that you had, Steve, they are Hot Wheels.
Okay.
But Hot Wheels decided to change their packaging and labeling around. For the movie cars.
Okay.
Now, and then you know what's a fail on me? It actually does say Hot Wheels in the corner, and I never noticed that because the way they stack the cars, they just stack them on top.
Yeah. It's like a little part at the bottom.
Exactly So I don't see the Hot Wheels thing. Now I know what Hot Wheels look like, the packaging. So so the guy I go to has all the Hot Wheels assorted, and then he's got these movie ones in a different section. So I asked the guy, he's like, no, they're both Hot Wheels. So one is just the movie packaging. So the thing is that for the Ecto 1, I actually got you the one that's in the photo you sent me. They're actually the same scale. So he goes, it's deceptive because the packaging for the movie ones is like really rounded and up front more, and the car is out more. And it's got the background of the movie poster. Like Christine, I kept mine in the packaging and it has the Christine poster.
Right.
So the other ones just say Hot Wheels. And it's just one, right? So, and it's got like a Ghostbusters thing or something. So I'm like, oh, so he didn't have all the ones that you wanted. He didn't have those movie versions. Right. So I was like, but he had Ecto 1. I was like, is this the one? He's like, that's actually the same car.
Okay.
Wow. I was like, okay. Now the Batman 89 are Hot Wheels, but it's still a slightly different scale, so it looks a little bit smaller.
Okay.
But it's the only one they had in the whole entire show.
Yeah.
And I could not get you Kit. They didn't have Kit. Nobody had Kit. I don't know why.
Wow.
Go ahead, J-Man. You want to see my shirt? It's Mothra today.
Mothra.
Nice. Mothra. If you want to say it the proper way, Mothra.
I'm an American, so no.
Mothra. Okay, so Greg, you're gonna like this. I'm gonna go myself full screen. Maybe you guys can. I'll do like a who. What do you think I paid for this? Check this out. Okay, here we go.
Oh wow, that's
pop up.
What? That is nice. I like that. Oh, come on. Okay. All right, you back. Oh my. Baby's first X-Men book.
Like, this is so crazy, right?
Oh.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Now the Wolverine was it's not Wolverine yet.
Ooh.
Banshee. Nice. So the Wolverine one got a bit messed up, but it's still not yet. But look at that. That's awesome.
Oh, that's
really that's
right.
You know, so they have the holograms for those. They're gonna bring those back with just holograms.
I'm trying to find the Wolverine one. Oh yeah, so the Wolverine one is here. Oh, see that this one got torn.
Okay.
So you know what I paid for this? He's like, well, what do you think? Take it. Yes. 10?
10.
Lower.
Wow.
5?
Lower.
One?
$2.
$3.
Wow.
Whoa.
He's like he goes $5. I was like, I literally go, I'm like, I've got $3. He's like, okay.
So you technically stole it.
I stole it. I'm like, this is crazy. So I was like, well, it's X-Men. I got to buy it. So now, before I left for the toy show, you're gonna have to believe me on this because this is just you're gonna have to trust me. So What If came out, right? The cartoon. So we're gonna watch What If. So I was explaining to my wife what If was, and I said my first ever What If was, what if? Where is it now? Was what if Wolverine was an agent of Shield, and it's Rob Liefeld cover, and I literally couldn't find it. And then I remembered that I had given it away. It was really beat up. So I'm walking around, and literally the first guy I go to is a guy who's always there, and I'm like just flipping through. He has one short box of comics, and I'm like, flip. What if Wolverine was an agent of Shield? It's like, boom.
Oh my God.
So I came back home and I was like, look what I got. My wife's like, holy shit. We just talked about this. I was like, I can't believe. So $5.
Yeah.
And then I got What If Conan Fought Wolverine.
Nice.
Okay.
So that's sick. Okay. So I got those two. Now I was recently talking up hey Skeptic, how's it going? Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Yeah.
Because I was watching all of his videos. So
you got it. Oh, nice.
I got two.
The LGN. Yeah.
So this one's really garbage and beat up. So I paid, I think, $7. This one was $30.
30.
Yeah.
He's very clean.
That.
Yeah, but we're talking how much were they back in the day? They might had to be 20 a piece, 15.
Yeah. Now remember, this is Canadian dollars.
Yeah.
So for you, it's close to maybe 17 or something, right?
Okay.
However, the guy's like, "Oh, are you getting that?" He goes, "For $10, I'll throw in his autograph." I'm like,
you keep stealing. You keep stealing.
I'm like, Greg the Hammer Valentine autograph. I'm like, oh, okay. He's like $10. Like, yeah. The guy had a ton of wrestling stuff. He's just like, it's like nobody cares about Greg the Hammer Valentine, or it's like he's an easier guy to get, right? Okay.
And that's sad. We don't care about.
Yeah, that is sad.
I know. Greg the Hammer Valentine. And then you guys will appreciate. I got Bad Rock, $10.
Nice.
Oh wow. Total 90s.
And I got Chapel.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right.
I always wondered, how can you have a face mask that's basically covering your skull, but but you sweat, that thing would fall off, wouldn't it?
Probably. But
Probably.
Chapel doesn't sweat. Chapel does not sweat at all. What's going on, Jordan? What's going on, Double C? I'm going to address you guys in just 2 seconds. Okay, so that's what I think that's everything I bought. I kept it pretty light, but Sean got me a couple of gifts. So Conan's one of my favorites. So he got me these digest style ones. They're basically reprints of the old like Conan.
Okay.
Now I've got all of these in trade, but he did give me a Treasury edition Conan.
Oh, nice.
That's not bad. That's
so
really cool.
These Treasury editions are beautiful because they're comic books but huge, right?
They're magazines.
They're magazines,
they're bigger than magazines. Like it's even larger than a magazine.
That's a huge. Wait, what's bigger than a magazine now?
Well, here, let me put a comic book next to it.
A newspaper.
Yeah.
So this is a comic book.
Oh, that was like 20 years ago. What are you talking about? So old.
This I got free comic book, Dave. Okay. What else? I think that's all that I got. But the big one, I couldn't believe I got What If. So I basically, I'm on Rob Liefeld's Facebook group.
Yeah.
So I posted this. I posted this less than 3 minutes because it shows you when you posted it. Rob Liefeld likes it, and he is on there all the time and responds it's usually and I only posted this one thing, but when I posted I bought all of the Garrison Kane figures and I got them all in the packaging. So all 3 figures that they've ever made in the packaging. And he's like, well, thanks, dude. This is awesome. he responds all the time, like, and he gives you fist pumps all the time. And I just posted this, it's just rubbish thing, like, oh, pick this up today, and it's like he's the first person to like it, and he likes it within like literally within 3 minutes. It's already like Rob Liefeld likes your thing.
That's cool.
He's really interactive.
Okay.
He's super interactive with people, and I mean, like, and that group is like literally the best because all they do, and I'll check in a second because like Dan Slott sucks. Yeah, let's go with that.
He doesn't suck. He swallows, but yeah.
Like, Dan Slott is not great. Why do you not like Dan Slott for this skeptic? Let us know. All right, let's look at the comments and we're gonna get into like the books and everything that came out. So hey guys, okay, Jordan. Oh hey, yeah, Jordan, what's going on? You guys, how you going? I hope you ask you some comic book recommendations on characters like Hulk, Abomination, Spawn, Carnage, Venom. Steven, are you friends with Steve on Steve, are you on Twitter or no?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so you should you must have Jordan's email because we've copied each other on emails for sure. I'm pretty sure we have. Like how I send you guys the link, like when I send Jordan the link.
Right.
So for Jordan, if you need it, I can give it to you, Steve. Steve is like the Hulk. Wherever you see Steve's face, you're gonna see the Hulk.
Right.
So Hulk is like his in his top two characters, or what am I wrong?
Yeah,
Hulk is very interesting when
top three is Batman, Spider-Man, Hulk, like, and not necessarily in that order.
In that order, yeah, okay. Yeah, so Steve will definitely recommend the Hulk. You know what, man? I mean, just go from the first evers. Just buy the maybe take screenshots of the Comixology thing and send that to Spawn. Just start from number 1. You can buy those on digital in 2 seconds.
Watch the show.
Watch the cartoon. Carnage and Venom. I know this much about.
You gotta do the Maximum Carnage storyline. Like that's amazing.
There you go. Amazing J-Man's Amazing Friends. Yeah, I was gonna do.
Hey, I never said I was amazing.
Yeah, neither did I. Spider-Man Clone Saga. Okay, is the greatest of all time? I don't know if the Clone Saga.
I think
that is very controversial. George of the Jungle is better than Conan. Skeptics.
Okay, so as far as Spider-Man, I would say like.
Oh, Jordan, if you want for Hulk, look up the Crossroads storyline. That's where Doctor Strange sends him to the Crossroads and he's Savage. That whole storyline was awesome when he was in the Crossroads. And I think that starts around late 290s, 300, around there. Look that one up. That one was a really enjoyable series. And of course, the one I keep plugging when he first meets the Shaper of Worlds, which I think was around 150.
Get that, because like Steve, like literally, Steve never, he usually doesn't email or text me unless there's something important. And like, he literally, like the second he finished that book, he immediately, pick this up now. And I'm like, oh shit. Whenever Steve says, get this now, I just immediately get it because it's so rare that he recommends, something so strongly.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. You should get it. What were you saying, Gray, about Spidey?
Oh, I was going to say, my favorite era was when J. Michael Savinsky. I can't say his last name.
Nobody can.
He was actually my first Amazing Spider-Man book. Like awesome. I saw the last panel when Aunt May found Peter Parker's tattered Spider-Man clothes. I was like,
oh yeah.
Like and then we had to wait a whole month because 9/11 happened, and then we got back to the story.
Yeah. So I haven't got to that yet, but I know the one you're talking about. And the 9/11 thing was super
fast.
That changed everything. Like they actually addressed it in the comic books, and they actually had the villains in New York, like Kingpin and that, upset and crying over that. And that was like that changed everything. Like obviously.
The funny thing is, you guys, like a couple of months earlier, Grant Morrison's X-Men started. And like 2 issues in, they destroyed Genosha. And I was like, oh, wow, that's crazy. And then 2 months later, 9/11 happened. So take that as you will.
And that first arc, that was Cassandra, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, Cassandra. Shit.
No,
that was awesome.
She like guns blazing. Like,
Is that her first appearance? I think.
Yes,
Or yeah.
it was.
Oh yeah,
She got the
was.
Sentinels, right? She got the Sentinels to
Oh no. Yeah, it like the thing about it is, if they wanted to do that as a movie, you could play those all three of those issues. It's
Yeah.
the comic books are. Listen, I mean, I was telling my cousin this yesterday. See this? This is a comic book. This is basically a screenplay with words in it that gives you a storyboard. See, you follow the word. You could recreate this. Like it's
some
like
of these they can. Like, well, you know what? Zack Snyder did it with 300.
Yeah.
I mean, whether you like, I love 300.
No, it was good, but like nowadays, you just like, yep, that's what happened. Bunch of white people kicking the black man out of his country again.
Well,
I'm kidding.
The Persians look cool. They had vampires on their team. That was kind of cool. Historically accurate.
Really?
They had vampires. They had vampires on their team.
I never liked
Superior Spider-Man. Skeptic's not a fan.
Oh, I know. Nobody is.
The problem with the Spider-Man storylines is, and they've done this twice now, through the Amazing Spider-Man. They go too long sometimes. Like the Lifeline tablet thing, that took way too long to resolve. Way too long. And the same thing with this whole Hobgoblin thing. Like, he's a knockoff Green Goblin. Sorry, not sorry. So, like, I'm not intrigued with food. Like, they're trying to, like, Flash Thompson is the Hobgoblin. And we all know Ned Leeds thinks he's the Hobgoblin.
Yeah.
But he's a second-rate villain. Sorry. He's not really in the top-tier villain. So, I've grown to not care about the Hobgoblin or his storyline. The problem is that, and you talk about this with Clone War, like the Clone Saga, they do go too long with the Spider-Man storyline sometimes. They have to know how to edit themselves.
Right. No, I'm with you, because I always thought the Hobgoblin was his friend Harry.
Harry.
No, Harry. I always thought it was Harry Osborn, like when he was fighting Norman or something. I don't know. It was just weird.
Yeah, he became the second Green Goblin for a bit, but like, it's more so like the stuff I'm reading now. I'm in order, so I'm at the 250s now. He's had the kid with Liz Allen, and that's it basically. And like, people are finding out that he was the Hobgoblin's son, so they try and blackmail him at one point.
Really?
But he's not in the comics a lot. And if you want an overrated Hulk storyline, Professor Hulk, very overrated. Very, very, very overrated.
Now it is. That was considered overrated.
I didn't like the I don't like the Professor Hulk in the MCU either. That was too fast. But I never got to Professor Hulk. That's after Grey Hulk, right?
No, yeah, that's before Grey Hulk.
No, it's really
before Grey Hulk.
Yeah, Professor Hulk's before Grey Hulk. Grey Hulk was like late 80s, and Professor Hulk was mid 80s.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I literally have started, because I started from the beginning, and it's like I'm reading from the beginning, but then I'm reading from Peter David and on, because that's where I got, right? Yeah. So I'm all confused.
My whole thing with Professor Hulk is, like, he said, like, yeah, it took me 18 months to get all this together. I'm like, that was a movie that Marvel didn't want to do because they would have to pay Universal mostly everything. Jesus. Yeah. Wait, Jordan. Okay, yeah. Really, 9/11 was weird because it happened on a Tuesday. Like, at first, I thought it was like a Michael Bay trailer. I was like, wow, he's getting crazy with these special effects.
Right.
Like,
I know where I was. I was at my godfather's machine shop.
Wow.
And we were working, and we heard over the radio, and because we had the radio on, everybody and this is in Canada. We're in Canada. So like when the news came, we're like, holy shit. And then we're like, wait, is this real? Like, what's going on? And then we didn't know, like, we literally, there's no media, there's nothing. This is like literally a radio I worked at a machine shop with like trucks and stuff, right? So I'm taking stuff. Hey, Pineapple Pizza fan, you're going to show me what comics you bought. And we're just like, what is going on? They're like, yeah, the towers and we're like, what? So everybody just shut down the machines. We're like, okay, what's going on? We're trying to figure it out. And then my godfather was the owner and the boss of the shop. Like, he's like, guys, something crazy's going on down on the news, so we're trying to figure it out. But we got no TV, we got nothing. We're trying to tune in, and it's like, it's never like in the movies where you tune to a station. It's like, if you're just tuning in, here's what's happening.
Right.
It's like they've been talking about it. We're like, what happened? They're like, no, this can't be real. It's like something happened. It's like, no. And literally, there's guys in the shop saying, I don't buy this. This is some kind of publicity stunt. Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
I had the same like I was between jobs. I woke up and I got an email from my friend Brandon, and he's like, I was literally he wrote me a one-line email. He's like, I was literally watching the news because someone had flown a plane into one of the towers of the World Trade Center, and as I was watching the news, I saw a plane hit the other tower. And I remember thinking, like, that's a terrible joke. I didn't think it was real. I'm like, that's a terrible, tasteless joke, man. Yeah, like, you should never joke about that sort of thing.
We literally thought that, yeah.
I literally thought that. And then, like, I turned on the news because I'm like, he's not used to doing stuff like that. So I'm like, I turned on the news and I was like, oh my God.
I could
not believe it.
Bro, I was in the 11th grade. I just, like, school just started, like, just hit 16, and then this happened. Like, whoa! And then everybody wanted to join the draft. And remember, right. I was on the West Coast, so, like, everybody I know is like, oh yeah, I want to go. We're going to go to war. Da 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 da. And it's just like, I'm really happy I'm 16.
Yeah.
I know, man. That was crazy. Yeah, right. George, you're right.
Let's go back to college.
He was a top. He wasn't a top tier. He literally stole the Green Goblin's tech. So he's a knockoff. There's no other way to look at it.
Right.
Yeah,
they'll never. If they do Demo Goblin, maybe Doctor Strange, but that's they're never doing that.
No, we don't need that. All right. So, what did you guys think of What If? Sorry.
We can go around. Do you want to review it like my like the way I review movies? Do you want to do a proper review?
Let's do a proper.
Let me get my. This is a boogie board where you can. It's like an Etch-a-Sketch, but with a pen. So you write stuff down, and then you can clear it. So let's do 1407. Okay, hold on. Let's do. We're gonna do story, pacing, artistry, characters, enjoyment, and then the final score. And we're gonna do Gray, Steve, Jay. Okay, so do you remember how this works? We give everything. A 0 is garbage, 1 is average, 2 is above average, and then you can do 0.5s. So the story, Steve, what did you think for the storyline of What If episode 1?
1.
Greymalkin, the storyline 0, 1, 2, or in halves.
0.5.
0.5. I will give it a 1. The pacing, we'll go reverse because I wrote Greymalkin's name first. Right. So the pacing, 0, 1, or 2, or halves. Gray.
It was very fast. Like with 5 would you be like really, really fast, or
so a 0 means it's below average. It was like boring or nothing was going on. 1 is like it was good. 2 is like, wow, that was really good at the time.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I'll give it like a 1.5. Like you saw. It was fast, but sometimes it was really too fast. Like,
okay, yeah.
I'll get into it.
Yeah, exactly. We'll get into it. Yeah. Okay, so Steve, what's your number?
1.
1. I'm going to give it a 2. I thought it was, well, we'll get into that. Okay. So the artistry, so this is the look, the music, the voice acting, all that stuff. So Greymalkin?
I give it a 3.5.
So 2 would be the highest. 2
okay. 2. All right. 1.5.
1.5.
Yeah.
Steve?
2.
I'm giving it a 2. So characters, did you like the characters? Were they, blah, blah, blah characters? So 0, 1, or 2, or in the halves? Gray for characters.
0.
0 for the characters? Oh, wow. Okay, Steve, characters?
1.5.
I'm thinking 1.5. Okay. Now the overall enjoyment. So this is sort of an intangible thing. So Gray, you're saying the characters weren't very good, but it looked cool. The pace was okay. So then, just your overall enjoyment out of 2. So 0, 1, or 2.
0. Like
Zero.
seriously, I felt I didn't watch. I stopped after half of it, and then like I got jumped on, and then I didn't even finish it. Just like, ugh, this is bad.
Okay. Steve, what's your enjoyment factor?
1.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Steve is giving a 6.5. Does that sound good? 6.5 out of 10?
Yeah,
Are you
that's
happy with
fair.
that? Greymalkin, you've given it a 3.5. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm Gucci.
So
So good.
3.5 out of 10, that's pretty low.
Yeah.
Okay, so 1. So I'm giving it an 8. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 8. Okay, so I'll start since I apparently really liked it.
Yeah.
I really liked it. I don't know. I'll tell you why. I watched a bunch of reviews beforehand, and they mentioned all this stuff that was crap about it. They're like, "Oh, they made Peggy better than Steve because she saved Bucky from at the train, and blah blah blah, and he didn't drop." And I'm like, well, I don't think they made her better. What I liked is that she was still in love with Steve, regardless of him looking like a beefed up guy. She still loved him anyways, which means that she loved him for who he was. I like the fact that Steve Rogers still passed the tests and was worthy, but he just wasn't able to get into the chamber.
Right.
So they made him an Iron Man suit. So they
Mhm.
gave him something to do, and they didn't sideline him.
Right.
I like seeing Dum Dum Duggan. I thought the animation was fucking
Oh,
stellar. Stellar.
Mhm.
I'm like, wow. And I'm watching it on fucking 65-inch, like 4K. I was just like, whoa. Maybe I was blinded by how good it looked. And I felt that Peggy was still a good character. I thought they were going to man her up. Honestly, I thought she's going to be like, oh, screw you. Now I'm a strong woman. You guys are a bunch of losers. I thought they played that angle a little bit, but it was the time. Remember the time period.
yeah.
That angle a little bit. So I kind of really liked it. Those are my reasons. Steve, since you're in the middle, what's yours? And then we'll go to Grace. We'll go from.
The highlights for this thing, the animation was like, it was so flawless. I was watching it like I thought it was rotoscope, to be honest with you. It was
Wow, really? Yeah.
It was awesome, especially on the 4K 55-inch television. It looked awesome. Haley Atwell is a terrific voice actress.
Yep.
The character, like the life she puts into the Peggy Carter character is awesome. I did like the him becoming basically Mark I Iron Man, and that he was. You're right. She was still in love with him. I was thrown off by Red Skull's plan. And every time they went back to Hydra, I'm like, what are they doing? What's going on?
Yep.
It was really weird to me. Plus, the fact is that this is one of those what ifs that, and I wonder if this is going to be what is. I never really thought about, well, what if Carter got the super serum? It never, because I do enjoy the Captain America storyline so much that it was more of a nice curiosity, which maybe that's what they're going for. But it didn't really grab me that much. Like I kept waiting for them to call her Captain Britain, to be honest.
Right.
I thought that too.
They can't say Britain. That's weird. That's so weird.
Yeah, it was a little bit weird to me. I did like too how they still incorporate Howard Stark a lot.
Yeah.
Of course they had to go to the Bradley Whitford, and I think that character was from Agent Carter, probably. Where he's the boss, where he's like, "Oh, women can't do this." Because I remember seeing him in the short too, right?
Right. Yep, he's there. He's that character, and the thing is that it wasn't overplayed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it was okay. I wasn't like barfing at it, and I wasn't mad, and I wasn't like, "Oh God, this sucks." But I wasn't blown out of the water. Like, it's never been like one of those things like, I think this is the sort of series where you're supposed to be stroking your chin and going, this is very interesting. It didn't grab me. It's fine. I don't hate it, but I don't love it.
Okay, so before Greymalkin says his thing, so based on this is what I call space: story, pacing, artistry, characters, and enjoyment. So that's my space. That's the space review. So based on space reviews, a 5 out of 10 would mean that every category gets an average score, which is like if you give one for each category, that means you're basically saying the story was average, the pacing was average, the you know. So a 5 out of 10 movie means, or show, a 5 out of 10 still means it's okay. Like I will watch a 5 out of 10 because it's like, oh, I'm bored, let's throw this on, right? So if you're going, most movies and shows should then really fall between 4 and 6, right? Some, this was a little bit below average. This is a little bit above average. Sometimes your enjoyment factor goes up, like where you might say this movie's a very average movie, but I gave enjoyment 2 out of 2 because I really enjoyed it, even though it was a basic plot, stuff like that, right? But that's where you get a 6. And then your enjoyment, if it goes down to 0, you're saying, yeah, the story was okay, the characters were okay, but I just didn't get into it.
Yeah.
Right. So that's that. So almost every movie should be between 4 and 6. If you're going into the 7s and 8, you're saying, wow, that's really good. So I might even drop to maybe a 7 out of 10, but I'd have to rethink my categories because I did quite enjoy a lot of it. So now, Gray, you're at a 3.5, which means you're saying it's significantly below average.
Right.
So are you okay with 3.5? And then if so, let us know.
I'm okay with 3.5. Like
okay.
I have reasons for it.
Yeah. Okay. So go for it.
Okay. First, before I say what I didn't like about it, I want to talk about what I did like about it. Right. I love Haley Atwell. She does she's great. Yeah. I don't care if she was bullying that other person. Whatever. People, it's show business. Get used to it. The fact that they used the animation style was similar to a movie I really like called Scanner Darkly.
Oh, I love Scanner Darkly.
Rotoscope. Yeah, that's the rotoscoping.
That is rotoscoped, but I don't think this was rotoscoped. But Scanner Darkly was definitely rotoscoped.
The rotoscope, yeah.
It just the animation style, I like.
Yeah.
But having said that, what I didn't like about it, it was basically Captain America in a fourth of the time, and it's just like, okay, we already know how this story's gonna go. Like, I love the fact that they I like Peggy, but what about something else? Why not do something a bit more different? We just had the Winter Soldier. Why not do a story about Isaiah Bradley? What if he was the first one to actually go into it? Use the original text. So hey, this happened. Also the ending kind of got me because she just assumed that her side won. Yeah, that kind of that could have been Hydra. You don't know what's going on.
Well, hold on. I don't think she knows. She saw a black person there, so she probably thought we won because if Hydra had won, there probably wouldn't have been a black person greeting her. But
or that could have been all part because Hydra knew that she was going too. So it's been okay, let's have a plan just in case.
Yep, for sure.
So that kind of says that, what I'm saying is Hydra could have still infiltrated S.H.I.E.L.D. that way.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, it was fine, but it was just I did not okay.
Yeah.
Carter got it. So, there's nothing she would have done that was different from Steve.
I want to say I do agree with Gray that I don't think they went far enough with the what if concept to really justify it. We made it a woman instead of a man. It's okay, but you still follow the same storyline. So
right.
I was kind of I agree with that because I could sort of sit there and say, okay, now she didn't go into the ice. She got taken by that monster and came back 7 years later. Right. But it's the same. It follows the same concept, except the only difference is that, Haley Atwell's character, Peggy Carter, didn't get a souped-up suit in that version, whereas in this version they did, right? And she had to go save him instead of Captain America having to save Bucky, right? But it did follow the same story. It was a little bit underwhelming conceptually. I found.
Okay, also.
I'm sorry, real quick. All right. If I had to really compare it to anything that's out, I would say it was 2016 Ghostbusters.
Oh wow!
Everything.
Wow!
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. No, it's basically the same story. You know, like it's all for like nothing wrong with it. But we've seen this story before. We've seen when they switch, they gender swap, and they say, "Hey, we can give you the same thing, but with a woman's perspective." Like, we didn't really get a chance to know Peggy outside. We just saw the, checkbox. Okay, she gets the power. She gets the serum. Check. She learns how to throw the shield. Check. Check. It's like we don't get to really know her. Is she different from our Peggy? And if so, how? Because she's a good person, but we don't know, we don't know her dark side. We could have really dove into her character, but let's go with Spice Girls.
I agree with you, Jordan. I agree with you.
Haley Atwell has a beautiful everything.
Yeah.
So you know what? Okay, the story. I think Steve and I both gave 1 for the story, which means it was like it actually was what I thought it was gonna be.
Right.
I because the thing is that the reason for creating Captain America was in order to do these missions. Mm-hmm. So when she got the powers, she still had to do the same missions that Steve had to do because that's the story we're in. So as soon as she got the power, I literally thought, well, this will just be her going on the missions. And they did not do a great job of saying what she would have done different versus what Steve would have done, which is why I knocked off a point for that. Even if I knock off another half point, I don't want to say 0 on the story because, it's hard because that is the story. The new things they added were the tentacle creature thing and kind of the ending, which maybe isn't enough. So right. even if I knocked that down to a 0, to say, you know what, this story's rubbish, we've seen it before, I would still have 2, 4, 6. I'd still have a 7 out of 10, which I would still say is slightly above average. Now, again, I may be thinking that so many Marvel things, like I really don't like Loki. I really don't like Falcon.
Yeah.
In the show, not Falcon.
Right.
Whereas this, I thought, like I came into Falcon and Winter Soldier thinking this is going to be awesome because Anthony Mackie, I actually liked Anthony Mackie better. Hold on. In MCU, I liked Anthony Mackie better than Falcon or than Winter Soldier. I know everyone loves Winter Soldier and he's great and all that. Yeah. But the thing is, I like the heroes. I watched interviews with Anthony Mackie and he was like, oh, I'm so excited. And I'm like, well, I love this guy. And I've seen him in other movies as well. And he was in 8 Mile and he was in
right.
So he's been in other stuff too. So I like him anyway. So I was pumped up for him. And then this show, I'm like, why is he not the obvious star of this? It's like you're introducing all these concepts and it's like, and he was making a lot of dumb decisions. So the show was like, boring episode. Falcon's an idiot. This doesn't make sense. Why is he doing this? And it's like, oh, this is not good. And then with Loki, I'm like,
yeah.
So when this came out, I'm thinking, oh God, here we go. And I didn't watch it. I watched it before this live stream. I'm like, well, I guess I better. I'm like, whoa, I'm going live in an hour and I have not watched this yet. I'm supposed to be talking about it. I'm like, so my wife and I, I'm like, let's just watch it right now. So we had a coffee, we watched it. I thought, shit, this is pretty cool. So I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I was just so turned off by the other ones that I'm over excited for this, where I shouldn't be as excited and I should ground myself a little bit. But Steve's at a 6.5. Based on our conversation, Steve, would you move up or down on the 6.5, or are you solid with that?
I'm on it right now, but I will say that I would not give either Loki or Falcon and Winter Soldier anywhere near a 6.5.
No.
Like I would give them both probably a below average score. So
yeah, I meant just on this one.
Yeah. So I like what if is it's not as good as WandaVision. Let's get that clear. Right, like right now.
Yeah.
But it's way better than the other two. Like the other two are god awful. I will never watch them again.
Yeah, neither will I.
Where this one is like, okay, you didn't quite go where I thought you should have. And you didn't conceptualize it to the point that, I think you should have. But I didn't sit there like literally Loki put me to sleep and Falcon made me want to throw something at my TV, which is way too expensive for me to be throwing anything at. So I didn't want to do that. So I'm like, okay, it deserves a 6.5. I think that's very fair, slightly above average, and it's slightly above average because of Haley Atwell. I'm being brutally honest right now.
Yeah, she's awesome.
But I am curious to see what else they do, and at least like when Falcon and Winter Soldier and Loki, it was more like a duty to finish it. Like I wanted to quit Loki halfway through.
Really, me too. I'm with you.
And I wanted, the only reason I didn't is because I knew we would be on here talking about it. So I'm like, I got to soldier through this. But like, I would literally, if it was me not doing this, I would have not finished either Winter Soldier or Loki.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that Winter Soldier, the first couple episodes are stellar.
Yeah.
And I like Falcon, and I like US Agent, and I like Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
And I actually like Leroy Hoskins a lot too, and I'm very upset that he died. Those 4 people made me want to continue on because I felt that they were good. And I liked Baron Zemo for the little that he did. But I just could not stand the Flag Smasher people. I don't like any of them. I hated that Carly. She's garbage. But after Greymalkin has made a lot of excellent points on this particular what if, so I think I'm going to go down to a 7, based on reevaluating and hearing. This is why we need to talk about these things, because I just watched this and I just watched this. I'm like, let me go live.
Right.
So this is why Steve, Sean, and I always have very long discussions. Usually like an hour. We'll watch the movie and then we have an hour-long discussion about it, because just to formulate, it's good to bounce off people, and I like to hear other people's thoughts as well, because I never even thought about the story. It's like, yeah, it's literally just a replication of First Avenger, and it's like, really, do we need that? But I don't know. So taking that into account, I'd still say it's slightly above average because I really enjoyed it. Haley's awesome. The animation look is important in cartoons. Let's face the facts. Like someone today on Facebook was telling me the Transformers animated film wasn't that good, and I was fucking going to destroy that person. It's like, don't even start with me. Anyways, all right. So Pineapple Pizza Fan, thank you so much patiently for waiting. Did you see What If? Did you want to get your thoughts since you're on here or no?
So, yeah.
So you saw you were able to see it?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I think I mean, so I'm gonna honestly give it like a 4, but I mean, I hope it gets better. I do agree that it was just another retelling of First Avenger. The slapstick was kind of ridiculous. That me and my friend was watching it, and I turned to him, and he was like, and I was like, this is, on some levels, it was kind of borderlining to fan fiction. And he was like, yeah, it kind of is. I mean, and to say earlier, why couldn't they call her Captain Britain? That's kind of funny, because I think Braddock was actually name dropped, I believe, in either First Avenger or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But they didn't call him Captain Britain, so I don't know what their problem is with that name. So, but
it could be his dad, though. It could have been Captain Britain's dad, because he was working along before then. Yeah. So yeah, I'm with you.
True that. But yeah, hopefully Phil gets better. If not, then I mean, oof.
But though they're very limited. I think this comic, not this particular one, but this What If comic, and I don't know if this is the second. This must be the second volume of What If, right?
Right.
And this is probably the second volume as well. It is. Yeah, these are all the second volume issues. I started with second volume What If comics, but I think because What If the comics is literally What If anything in comics, and by that time comics are so vast. Marvel had so many storylines all over the place. This is What If MCU edition. So there isn't really that many what ifs to tell. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I can tell, you guys feel me. It's there's not a lot to tell. So what's going to happen is that the next one's going to be, I don't know what the next one's going to be, but whatever it is, it's going to be an alternate MCU version of something else.
Right.
So you're either going to be, yeah, I'm into this, or I just can't get that into it. And I think it's going to, each person's going to have to decide on their own
Right.
feel, because like
which ones are you guys really excited over? I mean, like,
I was excited over this one because I like Peggy Carter and I like Kelly Atwell, and I like the way this looked. And I like their costume. I mean, I'm a visual person.
Yeah.
I like to see the costumes. I like to see the action, the fights. I like the way that they realize it. And I saw someone, this is crazy, I saw someone post a screen to animation comparison of Wonder Woman shield and sword versus Captain Carter's shield and sword. And it's almost like they just storyboarded Wonder Woman's fight sequences and used Captain Carter, because they're like, oh, that's a Wonder Woman shot. Oh, that's another Wonder Woman shot. There's at least 4 or 5 of these comparison panels.
that's rough.
But again, it's a female with a sword and a shield. So it's going to be. I don't know why she had that sword. That was a bit weird. Like,
right, it was the Britain thing. Is
right,
Britain.
I thought that right away. I thought, oh,
Yeah.
this is a Captain Britain thing coming up here, and she even had the Betsy armor-ish kind of look, which some people don't like, but I like. Whatever.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I like digging it.
But I don't know. I don't know. I'm thinking it's the magic of Haley, even through animation, the look of it, and just sort of it not going as, I don't want to say woke, because I'm saying that because it didn't go as woke as I thought it would go. It really didn't. It was just a little bit, just a sprinkle here and there. I'm like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I can take sprinkles. I just can't take a shitload of shit dumped on me. I'm like, oh.
Like the last two?
Oh.
Yeah, well, Loki was off. Oh, did you guys hear that I say RTD, it's Russ Davies who did, I don't know if you guys are Doctor Who people. Well, you are Doctor Who. So yeah. RTD slammed Disney for Loki. He slammed the shit fuck out of those guys. He's like, oh wow, you say he's bisexual? Big deal. That doesn't mean anything. It's like, it's crap. It is crap. It's
Thank you.
Is Loki going to be having sex with a guy on the next episode of Loki? No. So what are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's so pandering. It's awful. And then what pissed him off was the reaction people were getting, because he did that Queer as Folk show.
Yeah.
Somebody dared. They in the comments, they dared compare this to Captain Jack Harkness. It's like, are you guys effing crazy? Captain Jack Harkness is a brand new character that was created from scratch. That character can be anything. Changing Robin or Loki or whatever, it's like, that's changing an established character of decades. Make your own damn character up if you're such a good writer. Make your own character up. They can't do it because they're garbage writers. That's the problem.
No, and also the studios, they don't want to like, you gotta remember, the legacy character, get a new character, you gotta put so much money into it, and they might not even hit the way you want to. If you change Robin, you change him from straight to bisexual, you get more. It's like, okay, he already has his fans, so now the only people you're gonna piss off are his fans, but you're gonna put a bunch of new fans, so you don't care about those fans.
But you're not gonna bring new fans in because nobody spends money. So
that's what they think. That's what they
think. They think this, but the pandering to the audience, they gave us this Captain Carter, and right out of the gate, people were like, "Oh, you took away the shield from Sam and gave it to Peggy." You're like, are you guys retarded? Like, no, this is a what if scenario, dumbass.
Yeah, they didn't take it from Isaiah.
Yeah, and they're pandering to people who don't care about the brand. They don't care about the books. Ghostmaker is either bi or gay. I don't remember what he is, because it doesn't matter. He's bi.
Yeah, okay. It
doesn't. And he's teamed up with Batman and Harley Quinn, freaking fighting in the pages of the most recent Batman. And Ghostmaker looks great. I gotta tell you, he looks awesome, and he's a great character. And I love the idea that he's covered his face. He's like, I don't want anyone to see me.
And he's one of the few backup stories that's been interesting in all of the
comics. I agree with you, because the other backup stories are shit.
Yeah.
Except for, well, there was one with Man-Bat, which was interesting.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good. Yeah, I'll give you that one.
The Ghostmaker one is the only one that I care. The young Diana, it's like, I don't care what's going on. I'm reading it, and Punchline, I don't even read it. I'm like, skip.
I read it, but it's like, it's such nonsense. Like, I don't, like, they put Harper Row in there with her now, and she's like, I will say this: the last one wasn't bad, but generally, they've been garbage. Like the last one was actually pretty good because it had Harper Row, and she's like, she got in there, she went into the jail, and she's got all these fake tattoos, and like she's like, oh, I'm gonna trick Punchline, and she sits down, and Punchline just starts laughing at her, and she's like, do you think I know you're not wearing temporary tattoos, Harper Row? And Harper Row was destroyed. I'm like, this is the first good thing Punchline has ever done. She's like, don't you think me and Mr. J or the Joker talked? Like we were in a relationship. We talked for hours about this sort of thing.
Right.
And I'm like,
I want to see that. I want to see more villains like, hey, if you really want to get under a Robin skin, talk about how you're not even the first Robin I've killed. You just mess with it.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with you.
All right, so Pineapple had messaged me earlier about because I was hyping up my buddy Rob Liefeld, who's not my buddy. I keep saying that, and then people think, "Are you friends with him?" I'm like, no.
It's like I don't know him.
But I love. I've been reading Team Youngblood. I'm all over it. Like I just can't get enough. I stopped reading the modern DC releases because I was like, oh, I got to catch up on my Youngblood. Team Youngblood. Team Youngblood. That would be a great movie. Sentinel. That guy is kick ass, man. He's got like super shoulder pads. It's like his shoulder pads are sharp too, so his shoulder pads can poke Cable shoulder pads. But then Pineapple messaged me. So what comics were you picking up? You said you picked up a book or something?
Yeah, I picked up one. First, I would like to say that I think the what if I would like that I'm more excited about than any other would be the Marvel Zombies, honestly. Or granted, it's not.
I don't know. Zombies is so played out. It's so played out, bro. Like we always see zombies. Like we never see the beginning of how they started. We always see like the middle, and then we just see how everything just breaks down. Like, come on, like let's do something else. Like,
but we'll talk. Okay, well, hold on. So Pineapple, finish your thing, and then I want to comment on that zombie thing. But yeah, go ahead, Pineapple.
Oh no, I was done. That was it.
Okay. No, I was gonna say the zombie. Well, I mean, so when I was at Steve's place, I guess a week ago or whatever it was, we had watched. So I never saw Train to Busan. I don't know if you guys have seen that or not. It's Korean. So Steve showed that to me, and I thought it was very refreshing because when like usually we just kind of like pick a random movie, or like I'll go to Steve's place and we just pick a random movie or something. So Steve's like, well, let's do this one. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever, because like I don't really care. So I sat down and I thought, okay, here we go. You know, I've literally, when we were talking about Army of the Dead, which I thought was very generic. Army, is that what it's called? The Zack Snyder one.
Yeah, Army of the Dead. You're right.
Yeah, I was like, this is generic. And while I was watching that movie, I was thinking back to all the great zombie movies I had seen. And I literally, after it was over, I made a list on my pad just quickly. And I came up with about 75, 76 zombie movies that I own or have seen. And then I started to come up with more and more. I'm like thinking, wow, I've seen a lot of zombie movies. And I own at least like 40 or 50 easy, like just right there. And then I thought, oh, here we go. Train to Busan. Let's see. And I gotta tell you, maybe I just was just not ready to see how awesome this movie was. I was kind of blown away, like secretly. And I'm thinking, is this like 10 out of 10 on my scale? Because like I can't find any faults with this thing. It's super fast. It's quite scary, and the zombies are threatening, gross. They're not gross zombies. There's not cool shootouts. There's no, Steve pointed this out. There's not really any like hunting them down or anything. It's sort of like layman's perspective. Remember the remake of Dawn of the Dead that Zach did, where it was just the beginning with Sarah Polly and her family. Just think of that, but like the whole movie is only that. Like if the zombies happen right now, I don't have any guns. We're Canadian. I know Canada has a lot of guns, but I don't own any guns. So if zombies come, I'm screwed. Like I have no weapons. Like I can't do anything. So it was just people without weapons trying to survive. I thought this is really refreshing, and I was very happy with that movie. I ordered it. I came home like I'm fucking. I didn't see the second one, but I'll get that too. Well, I ordered both of them. So I don't think this. I think zombies, in the way that they're presented in the generic way, which is the Romero way, he perfected it, and then we have a bunch of people who are trying to do it. Some people say I don't think it's overplayed in that. It's overplayed in the way that you would think, but not when people come up with a cool idea that's different.
Right.
So I never read Marvel Zombies though. It looks fun, but I just never read it.
Yeah, I never read it either. I did the covers always intrigued me.
They do look cool.
But like, I'm like, I was stuck in a real like, Civil War thing where it's like, let's make everything different, and I'm like, I you know what, I don't want things different right now. I like my good guys be my good guys, my villains be my villains, and that's like, and I just never got to that. I know the Marvel, like there are people who are hardcore into the Marvel Zombies, and
oh yes,
I never got that though. Like, you just want everything to be destroyed. That's exactly what they want.
Well,
no, but they're heavy into it, man.
Yeah, they love it.
Like,
yeah.
Cover. There's a month where every Marvel cover was a zombies cover, and I even got the Wolverine. I think I got the Wolverine zombie one because it looked pretty good. And
that was good.
That was good. Those covers were fucking gone. Like you walked in, it's like they're gone. Like I just happened to get Wolverine because the guy, because I always buy Wolverine comics, and the guy and Carlos, who's the owner, he's like, he goes, I held a one for you. I'm like, yeah, whatever, I'll just take it, But shit, they're like all over it.
Damn.
Yeah.
The X-Men variant one was really good too.
Yeah, I didn't see it. The only reason I saw the Wolverine one is because he saved it for me. He's like, those are all gone. Liefeld covers sell out too. It's like they're gone. And then for the zombies, I don't know how many books you have to order to get the zombie variant, because you have to order a certain number of regular covers to get the next cover. I don't know what that number is. So maybe it's a higher amount. I don't know. So Pineapple, what comic did you buy recently that you're talking about?
Yeah, I went to this store where I'm at. It has a bunch of movies and games and whatnot. I was digging through the comics. They had, speaking of Mark Miller, since you were talking about Civil War, they had the Ultimates #1. They had like some. They had some Savage Dragon. They had some Youngblood. Yeah, but I got this instead. Put on mic. You can see it.
I'll make you full
Tops.
screen. Let's see.
Oh,
Nightglider.
Oh
yeah.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
It says it's 3 on the pack, but it was actually $1. So, and then at the very back, it has a little card. So that's actually my first.
Yeah, they did that a lot. Oh, it's Tops, right? So they got a card in.
Yeah.
You gotta give me
It's my first Tops comic ever, honestly. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, there's a comic. So there's a comic book show on the 29th, which is the same day that Steve holds these game days where we go and do board games and stuff like that. So Sean and I are going to be going to the comic shop, and Sean's going to be buying 4 million comics as he always does. And then so there's a comic book show that same day, so we're going to go in the morning, and then we're going to go to Steve's afterwards. So we're going to be walking around with and I'll bring like $500 and be like, all right, what am I getting? What am I getting?
You have to do another challenge video.
I know I haven't done a challenge in so long. I used to do challenge videos before COVID, where I'd give myself a budget and be like, okay, here's the comics I'm looking for. Can I get this in the budget? And then I did like a success. It is in my if you search my videos, you can find them, where I go and I try to meet the thing. And I think I completed the challenges more often than I did.
Yeah, you usually did pretty good. But Pineapple,
the guys are very good with deals and stuff like that.
Yeah, but Pineapple Pizza fan, I think you made a great choice. Not knowing the comic, at least you didn't buy Ultimates #1, because that was bad.
Yeah, I never got into the Ultimates.
1 or 2 or 3.
I've read one. I've read one. I have one. I have a Hulk encyclopedia, and #1 was part of it.
Yeah.
And I remember I bashed Arkham Asylum the last series placed on Series Earth last time. I'm taking that back. Ultimate's number one is the worst comic I've ever read.
It was pretty bad.
I don't like Wanted. I know people like Wanted. I hated the comic. I thought the movie was better, and the movie had nothing to do with the comic, so that's why it was better.
Better. Yeah.
I thought
It's just name only.
Yeah.
Sorry, Pineapple? What was that?
Yeah, the Wanted movie. Sorry. The Wanted movie was just like name only. That's it.
Yeah.
I love the Kick-Ass.
I like the Kick-Ass movies better than the comic. I read the comics; they're okay. I don't know. I just find that Mark Miller or Miller, whatever, is very. It just feels very mean to me, and it feels very. I don't want to say ugly, but it just feels mean spirited, and I don't. And I can take, like, I love the Saw movies. I love exploitation flicks. I love I don't watch too many of the torture porn stuff, but I've seen a few. So it's like like I'm okay with that stuff. It doesn't bother me. The reason I don't watch those kinds of horror movies is because I usually find that there's no storyline, and I don't care. Like, I'm not offended by torture, and I'm not scared by it. I don't care. I need there to be some, like, Human Centipede is just gross to me. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I don't want poo in my mouth or whatever. It's gross. So so I'm not offended or upset, but I'm just like, well, what is this? It seems like you're just making it over violent in order to be violent and crude. And Wanted literally is raping the woman at the end and looking up at the screen. I'm thinking, why would you become a super evil villain rapist or whatever? Just because, I don't know. I just couldn't get it. I'm like, this comic sucks. I gave it away to the first person who asked for it when I was selling at a comic show. First guy that came around, he's like, "Oh, Wanted, how much for that?" I said, "Free, you can take it." And he's like, "Done." He took it. So I literally waited for someone to ask how much this is, and I let them take it.
Yeah, there's only been one Mark Miller comic book I've enjoyed, and that's Red Sun. Which
I like Red Sun also.
Red Sun's good.
Yeah.
Ultimate X-Men was really good. I
Ultimate
remember
X-Men.
from the beginning to like Magneto War. That was really Return of the King. Because those 5-6 issues felt like a movie. Like that first arc was a movie. When the Weapon X came and got them, that was a movie. Go back, get a chance, read that Ultimate X-Men stuff. It's you just see like, wow, Mark Millar writes like he's in a movie.
Well, apparently he likes Superman a lot, because Clobberin Times, who's another channel I go on. I'm going to be on Clobberin Times on this Wednesday talking about Dread, but he doesn't like Mark Millar either. But he said that he did a Superman story that was really good, not Red Sun, but a different Superman thing. It's like, apparently he likes Superman, so it's like what every other hero he just doesn't care about. So that's why he always
he just destroys them.
Yeah, so it's like, for whatever reason he likes Superman. So did anyone read Batman 89?
No. I finished.
Not yet.
Okay, so I mean, I read 89. So basically, Sean read it as well, and then we'll get into that a little really quickly. Now, apparently, this is going to be all because Billy D. Williams is Harvey Dent. Or his likeness,
right?
It's Harvey Dent, so he is going to be Two-Face. Like, Billy D. Williams will be Two-Face as planned. This is basically what was going to happen, I guess, after Batman Returns. And remember when Marlon Wayans? It was So Marlon Wayans will be Robin in this universe. So it's going to be the Batman 89 universe. So just what they wanted it to be. So I don't Batman Forever doesn't count. I think it's only Batman and Batman Returns. I'm not even sure if Returns counts. You know, Steve, if Returns counts?
No, actually, here's my thing. If they were to keep doing that, they can bring Marlon Wayans in and have him be older Nightwing.
I don't know if I think he's going to be Robin. Was he the guy at the end, Steve?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
He was the guy at the end. So that's going to be Robin. Whenever going forward or whatever in the 89 universe.
Yeah.
Did you find any references to Batman Returns or
no? I think it's Batman and then Batman 89 because Sam Hamm wrote this and he's the guy who wrote Batman. I don't know if he wrote Batman Returns though. I think he'll come back.
But I think they mentioned Penguin though or something. But I'm not sure.
I was looking. I didn't see any reference to Returns.
it doesn't really matter if they're because those two movies are almost standalone anyways, right? But he's not wearing he's wearing the Returns.
Oh, okay, I found that Sam Hamm he wrote Batman, but Batman Returns he didn't, but it was his story.
Okay, so maybe it counts.
Maybe, yeah.
Like it depends on how he feels about it.
Right.
The only thing is that in the book when you read it, there's a lot of references to there's actual like Joker minions in it, and it feels more like because Harvey Dent, the Billy D. Williams character, did not appear in Returns, and he's all over the first issue of '89. So that leads me to believe that Sam Hamm has decided to sort of maybe it will exist, but I don't think it's going to play a big part of this storyline.
Okay, I'm looking it up now. It says the book was written by Sam Hamm, screenwriter, and it's apparently this is picking up after the events of Batman Returns. So
okay.
I'm just checking the Wikipedia.
Yeah, I think it does, because the thing is that Harvey Dent was not in Batman Returns, so we don't know that he looked like.
Yeah.
Right. It's only we know Forever doesn't count because that's Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
So for sure that doesn't count. But Batman Returns, the thing is like his costume was there, and Commissioner Gordon had the signal and was working with him.
Right.
Because Harvey Dent's like saying, Commissioner Gordon is working with Batman, and that didn't happen until Returns.
Yeah.
Right.
He wasn't working with them in Batman 1. He was only working with him in Batman Returns, where he was stuff like that. Okay. And when he's looking at the TV in the fireplace, that's the Batman Returns style.
Yeah.
So I think Batman Returns does count, which is good because that's what I love Batman Returns. But
sorry, check this out. In response to a question while the Joel Schumacher Batman films are canon in the world Batman '89, writer Sam Hamm responded that the Schumacher films take place in an alternate universe of Earth 97 as opposed to Batman '89's Earth 89. But actually, wouldn't that be Earth 95? Because the Batman Returns came out in 1995, right?
Yeah, so that would be the 95 universe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I liked it. What did you think, Steve?
I thought it was great. I thought it was terrific. I really like the Harvey Dent. Like, I love the fact he tries to, like, he's dating Barbara Gordon, and this one, spoilers are in effect. He's dating Barbara Gordon, and he's like, heads you say yes, and tails you say no, and he flips the two-headed quarter.
Yeah.
Like, you think I wouldn't know you were using a two-headed quarter?
That was great.
That was great. I do like the fact that they're like, it's more like, I guess, realistic that like Harvey Dent's like, listen, we got to do something about this Batman guy. We can't have this vigilante going around. If you remember him in the '89 version, he's like, he didn't believe in Batman. He's like, I think I forget the line, but he's like, I think we can do without ghosts, goblins.
Yeah, he goes, he has enough to worry about without worrying about ghosts and goblins. That's not a denial.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like what I'm pretty sure that's something he has to do. It's something he has to say. It's fine.
Take care, Pineapple.
Right, Pineapple.
Great talking to you again.
See you, buddy.
Take care.
You too.
See ya.
Thank you. So I thought it was great. I love that scene. I love the fact that when the robbers show up and he's like, heads, I'm going to kill you, and tails, he pulls the gun out, tails, you can walk away, and he goes, I'm sorry. And then you hear blam, 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 but he's shot in the air.
Right.
I like that. I like the fact that Harvey Dent's character has to be a guy who is on the right side, but he gets there by questionable means. And I like that sort of hinting that, hey, this guy's a little bit off.
A little bit.
Just a little bit. But he's still a good guy, right? Like, but you could see where he wouldn't be. And the Robin stuff at the end was great. I really enjoyed it.
Me too.
My only, I guess, criticism, and it's not even a criticism, is I don't like how they drew Batman with the white behind his head. Like, I don't like him having the white.
You know
That's
what?
it.
Somebody had mentioned that to me, and this is again on Clobbering Times stream, and I don't know why they did it. There was no reason to that, because someone pointed out it's like he's got the Reed Richards sides, and I'm like, why would they do that? Otherwise, the art was good. I have to tell you, I really like Billy D. Williams.
Oh yeah,
I just like that guy. I mean, look, he's awesome, and I mean, like, look, he's cool. He's a childhood favorite. I don't know. He was awesome, and I like that he's getting his due in this book.
yeah.
Because I think it would have been very interesting to see what would have happened.
If he had had the chance.
And the thing is that we're talking about a race swapped. Let's face the facts. It's a race swapped character, but not too many people were up in arms over it because he was a solid actor, and it's like he was like an interesting character, and I like the fact that it's like. Don't read the Unfunnies by Miller. Oh yeah, okay, we won't. Thanks for the public PSA. PSA, do not read that.
Okay, I definitely will not read it.
So they race swapped them, but the thing is that people weren't. I don't remember this. I was a kid, but myself, none of us were too upset over that because we're like, oh my god, is this guy going to be Two-Face? This is crazy. We were so excited about the idea of getting Two-Face, and I think because Billy D is such a cool guy.
Yeah.
In general, that you thought, oh shit, is he going to become like a crazy villain? Like, what's that going to be like?
I didn't feel they put him in because of his race. I feel like they put him in because of his skill, and I would like to think that still occasionally happens, even though I have no faith in Hollywood.
Yeah.
I just like Billy D. Williams being in anything. To be honest with you, it's just great. Like he's such a cool character. I have to show you the take where he's the main guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I don't know, like he's just such a cool character. I just like, it never bothered me. And by then I hadn't read the Batman comics in a while, so I didn't even know he wasn't,
No, but the thing about it is though, they didn't make a big deal out of it. It wasn't like they changed everything about his character. Yeah. It's like Billy D. Williams, he sounds okay. It used to be there was actors in movies, and an actor is supposed to pretend. That's
right.
What do. That's why we had that Italian actor played the Native American in that littering commercial where they cried. Like, pretend.
Yeah, pretend. Yeah.
But no, like Billy D. Williams is such a he's so legit with everybody that nobody thought of it. Like, we're like, oh, that's fine. It's just nowadays, and it's nowadays like they hear. Okay, I give it up to the kids today. They are so ready to like change everything, and they're so ready to call out anybody. But at the same time, they pick weird hills to die on.
I agree with you.
It's weird. Like, okay, this is not like we don't need to take it there.
Yeah,
but you're way taking it out there.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying it was better back then. I just say like people are more prone to have knee-jerk reactions.
Yeah,
they rather you get your you get hit in your knee, you rub it, you get a I don't know, reactionary. We're way too reactionary.
Well, we're going through that now in Canada, Gray, with like what's going on a lot with the finding of the graves of the Indigenous children because of the residential schools.
Oh man.
And it's like it's constantly cropping up. And
right.
On one hand, you're sitting there saying, well, yeah, this is terrible. Obviously, I don't like the fact that children were killed.
Right.
But at the other hand, you're sort of sitting there saying, this did happen decades and decades and decades ago. The people who did this are dead. Right? Like, so you're kind of like, on one hand, I get what you're saying. On the other hand, we're causing a lot of fuss about something we can't take back.
Well, okay.
The thing is like, what is the solution?
Yeah.
Like, okay. So what are we gonna do? Find the descendants of the people that did this and murder them? Like, yeah.
Okay.
Like, how does that gonna work? Because you're gonna go back to the beginning of time and be like, okay, well, let's find the first. I said this before. Find the first caveman that hit the first caveman on the head, and then everyone who's descended from that caveman we punish. Like
Okay, but here's what you do. You figure out who stand to benefit from all these children being murdered, and just follow the money. Follow the money. You get to find out who did what, and then you conduct accordingly. Like, just I'm sorry. I'm treated like a crime. I'm treated like a detective.
yeah,
You're right.
No, but the solution is that the people who did all this are dead. So like let's say they find out that one of your ancestors did it. Should you pay for that? Like that's you can't. If your father commits murder, we don't put you on trial for it. It's like, well, your dad murdered, so it's on you. It's like you benefited from your dad robbing the bank, so you have to give up everything you've ever done. It's like, okay, like
it is a catch-22, but there should be some like I don't know. These kids should be, like, the crime should be atoned for. I mean, somebody should pay for it. I know how long ago these were these kids dead?
150 years.
Oh, that's
all right. But okay, so yeah, we're done with this topic.
Oh, sorry.
We're done, but like the problem ultimately becomes, and this is where you sort of can tie it back into contemporary stories, is that we're looking for justice in an unjust world all the time.
Like,
and it's just, this is the nature of being at the top of the food chain. This is the nature of doing this. We cry over all the animals that are dying. Okay, so let's put another thing at the top of the food chain. Let's put sharks at the top of the food chain. Are sharks going to care if they eat all the frigging fish in the ocean? No.
Okay.
This is the nature of life.
Yeah. All right, Stephen, you're exact. Like, it goes back to a quote I heard. Like, it's really hard to care about the needs of a gazelle if you're a lion.
Yeah, that's a great quote.
No, that's the thing. We like these people. Like, I don't want to say these people. I just like.
I know.
We have people out here who say like, "Oh, we need to conserve. We need to be nice to all the animals." Like, no, we can't, because cats would, like, if we don't feed them, they turn on us. And people don't get that.
If you were dead and you had a cat, your cat's eating you.
Yes.
Like, don't pretend cats are all cuddly and cute and they
No. I'm talking about dogs.
Dogs don't care either.
No.
Nothing. They care because you feed them and then they're nice to you.
But anyhow, I was going to say, J-Man, because I watched your review of the Children of the Atom and that. And you were talking about how there seems to be this common trope about how characters get upset if you don't tell them something, or if you lied to your secret identity or whatever. Like, there seems to be this common trope, right? We've seen it in Supergirl. We've seen it in
everything.
Masters of the Universe. We've seen it in this. So let me tell you what my solution is. So my solution is, find out who these writers are. They go to these comic book conventions, go up to them and tell them the biggest lie you can, which is, I like your work.
I mean, that's way.
Well, they don't go to comic conventions because they don't actually care about comic books or their fans. That's why they're writing like this. So the thing is that, yeah, I'm just tired of that. You lied to me. This was the Tila thing. This was the Lena Luthor thing. This was Cyclops Lass from Children of the Atom. It's like, you lied to me. Now, in Cyclops Lass's defense, she liked her, so she felt bad, and they kind of they wrapped that up in this issue. But I don't think they would have wrapped it up in this issue had this not been the final issue of the Children of the Atom, right? Which is why I think it's a bunch of crap. So,
I'm sorry, J-Man. I'm sorry.
No, well, what are your? Did you? Okay, this was the final Children of the Atom issue. I mean, it wasn't so bad, to be honest. There were some fights, but who cares?
Right, exactly. It's a who cares book that could have been a bit more better. Like, we should have seen more about how humanity feels about Krakoa. Okay, like just more, because like X-Force brought in more stuff. Like, hey, they could have introduced, hey, people are dying of ODing off your pills. That would have been cool.
Cool, exactly. I know. And it was like a one sentence thing. But that I start to think, I'm like, oh shit, what if people die from this medication? That's going to make Krakoa look pretty bad. And then you're going to get conspiracy theorists who are saying, oh, they're poisoning the medicine and all that. Where's that? Like, why are they discussing that?
Also, I would like to, Children of Adam, just me, I would love to see what would happen if, like, a drug dealer got a hold of it. I don't know. Like,
turn that into some kind of power drug.
That would be interesting.
Right. See, watching The Wire helps you.
Yeah, no, but Children of the Atom was the who cares book of the bunch. It's like, oh, okay.
Fallen Angels was better than better than
I'll say that. At least the art was better too. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's not so good. Like, people were really attacking this book, but it's not worth attacking because you read it, you're like, okay, Carmen's okay. She's learning her powers, but she's got Gambit's costume. So how am I supposed to get excited for this Carmen who's learning her powers? I'm a new mutant. I've just discovered myself, and I wear Gambit's costume. It's like, yeah, but you're just Gambit. Like, but you're not. So what are you then? And you know what the other thing is?
Does she even go to Gambit? Is she like, oh, I'm gonna go try to meet up?
No. Right? Like,
that's such a missed opportunity.
Like, I mean, right. She doesn't even meet Gambit at the gala. So it's like, well, what is the point of this? And then I do, Cyclops List was talking about, how Cyclops saved my dad. And that was cool. But it's just like, they had this angle where there's these teens who want to pretend they're mutants, but they're not. And they've got this high-tech gear. And I'm thinking, why is this an X book? Why would the X-Men care? The X-Men don't care. The X-Men are so focused on mutant population that they're literally picking and choosing Franklin and Valeria. They're like, oh, sorry, Valeria, you can't come in because you're not a mutant. But they're helping 5 random kids who stole tech to mimic the mutant powers.
Well, technically, really, if we really want to call it what it is, it was really offensive. It's blackface. It's like
it is blackface. It's mutant face.
Yeah. It's like you guys remember that movie Malibu's Most Wanted?
Heard of it, didn't see it.
Okay. All right, basically, this is like a bunch of white kids trying to be black. And it was like, because they think it's cool. And it's like, it's never been cool to do that. Like, just
like, I personally don't like whatever. I don't care. They want to pretend to be mutants, that's fine. But the thing is, it's like, if the mutant community is so gung-ho about it, only goes so, like, them pretending to be mutants, they can only go so far as the mutant community would allow it. So it's like, okay, we're going to steal your names. Okay, that's fine. Okay, we're going to steal your costumes. Like, okay. And then it's like, oh, now we're going to mimic your powers. Okay. It's like, well, are you guys mutants? No, we're not. Like, wouldn't X-Force be sent in and be like, guys, what's going on here? You're not mutants. Like, what's your problem? But no,
they're not a threat, though. They're not. Like, this was like, seriously, they're lucky Storm got to them, because if it was Magneto, let's just say
Magneto would have killed them.
No, Magneto would have. Oh my God, Magneto would have been like in the movies where they had that that really scary gang member. And he said, like, I should kill you right now.
Right.
Don't. Like, what the hell? Yeah, like, sir, this is a win.
All right, let's see. Hey, Marcus, how's it going? Do you think Frank and Richard K. should be lovers in the MCU? Oh, yeah. I think you were asking this before. No, I'm going to say no.
Because I don't want Franklin being with a really ignorant person.
You don't like Kitty, right? I like Kitty.
No, I don't like Kitty. No, she's the most ignorant person. Like, she come on, especially with Claremont. Like, she doesn't even know what sexuality she is. That's how ignorant she is.
Well, nobody does. Nobody does in the modern comics. Everyone can just do whatever they feel like now. It doesn't even matter anymore.
It really doesn't.
It's like, it's so interchangeable. Where my entire life I've grown up, and I've got a couple of gay friends. It's like I've always been taught and they've been and learned that no, you don't choose who you're attracted to. You're attracted to what you're attracted to.
Right.
In the modern times, you can just swap that. It's like you can roll a dice. Who am I attracted to today? I rolled 10. Okay, it's this now.
In California, we call that a flexitarian. Like you just go everywhere you want to go.
Sure, I'll stick it in any hole there is. It's like
the problem, and I don't want to be disrespectful too, but like I'm more concerned about, are we going to get a good Fantastic Four movie? Because that still hasn't happened.
So we need to get.
The first one was okay for what it was. It was a 2000s movie. It did what it needed to do.
So
it made. And it was. I'm not, okay, I can't say that with straight face.
The first one was disappointing. The second one was disappointing, like for different reasons. The first one because you had possibly the greatest villain in Marvel in Doctor Doom, and you didn't do anything with him. And then the second one, you had the most powerful, like, entity. Because I don't really count Galactus as a villain because he does what he does, right?
Yeah,
but
he's a predator.
Yeah, he consumes. Like, this is what he does, right?
Malice. Okay, I get it.
So you took the most powerful being in Marvel, and you turned him into a purple cloud.
It was a normal color cloud, not purple.
Oh, it's just a normal cloud. I always thought he's a purple cloud. I was like, at least it got the cloud purple. Now he's not even purple.
Galactus, like, how big is Galactus compared to the Earth? Is he like huge? Like, is the Earth like this? And he's like, is he like?
I was thinking Unicron when he's eating the moons. You know, when he's eating those planets, like.
Yeah,
like he literally absorbs. I don't know if the way it works. I think is he like literally gets the life force and all of the energy out of the planet, sucks it up. So the theory is that he's so huge and he exerts so much energy to move anywhere. He needs Surfer, who's sleek and fast, to go find places for him before he even decides to, travel there.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically
enormous, right?
Wait. So you're saying that Silver Surfer is his DoorDash?
He's his DoorDash.
He is his DoorDash.
And like so like Silver Surfer has to he's the herald. He has to find the spot, the places for him. So if he says, Earth is the place, and he sends the signal, well, now Galactus has to travel there, so that's going to take a while because he's in space. Unless he's in a J.J. Abrams movie, in which case he can just.
Yeah, can I?
But,
on that aside, sorry, J-Man. Can I ask again how hyperspace is a weapon?
That was dumb. And then the other thing is that like they literally travel and they can teleport things through space. So why do we need spaceships? But okay, so let's see. He was like 30 feet and uses world-eating machine. That's right. So he's got a machine which literally like absorbs the life force energies from the planet. Hey Cosmos, what's going on? And he absorbs that. So he's not gonna really go traveling around, hey, what's up, because the universe is vast. Right. So if Silver Surfer's like, okay, I'm gonna call you, and then he shows up, my interpretation was that the cloud was just like a ship in like some sort of mist or something.
Yeah, that's why I kind of thought too, but we didn't get enough time to go into it. We didn't
get enough time to get into it. So the problem though comes where you're like, well, why are you showing me this if you're not gonna go don't show me Godzilla's foot if I'm not gonna see the rest of them, because then why am I watching this?
The reason why they did the cloud as opposed to the Galactus that we know is because the Ultimate Fantastic Four just did a cloud Galactus, and apparently trying to do Galactus as the way he is in the 616.
Yeah.
Apparently that's way too hokey. Way too hokey.
But you're making a fantasy. They just did Starro. I just talked to our friends from the Action Elite yesterday, and they were like, a giant starfish is ridiculous. And I'm like, yeah, but I said, this is the character from the comics. It's like, I'm sorry, you don't like. He's like, well, I don't care if it's from the comics. I'm like, but this is a comic book movie. Like eventually you have to go back there, right? Like if you don't want the Suicide Squad, you can have something else, but then they aren't the Suicide Squad. This also wasn't the Suicide Squad. but they were called the Suicide Squad. You don't even want that. Like, I don't know. You want the Expendables 4. Like, you know,
Star Wars small and grew.
Yeah,
he was small when they got him because they had him all chained up.
Yeah, yeah.
So he started to grow and became super enormous. But the thing is like, if you're saying I don't like this concept for a movie, like I think Galactus is too hokey or whatever. Okay, that's perfect. You're not under any obligation to make this movie. Like, it's like I've literally people at work. You know, it's like Godzilla came out. They're like, oh, I don't like Godzilla. Okay, so A, why'd you watch it? B, what did you think you were getting when you watched Godzilla? Right? Like, they weren't going to sit. It wasn't like Godzilla versus Kong. They weren't going to sit down to a chess match and do moves. Like, they're going to kick the shit out of each other. Like, what did you think was going to happen? The thing is that there's certain tropes that come with the territory. So our buddies at the Action Elite, they're heavy duty into the action stuff. So obviously they're called the Action Elite. So if we're taking a Rambo picture, well, there's going to be Rambo running around shooting guys. Now, why doesn't he get tired and collapse? How can he still hold this gun? How does he not miss? So you can have, you know, my wife doesn't like Rambo. She watched First Blood. She just couldn't get into it. She won't watch the other one. So she's just like, well, I don't care about Rambo. So the thing is, it's like, okay, that's perfect because she's not watching a Rambo movie anymore. She's like, I'm not going to watch it. So if you're going to get into this, there's just gimmies, right? We call them the gimmies. It's like, you have to accept this. You have to accept that the Green Lantern Corps has these rings that are super powerful, and that's it. And they charge them by words. What if you can't speak? What if you lose your voice? Are you no longer a Green Lantern? Right? I don't know. But that's what it is. It's like there's a giant moth, you know, flying around. You're either yes, this looks cool, or no, this doesn't. I'm going to grab a movie off the shelf to show you. This is the poster. I actually have the poster for this, a 27 by 40 one sheet proper poster for this movie. I'm going to grab it off the shelf and show it to you in a second.
Right.
The reason I'm going to grab it to you because in the commentary of this movie, they literally said the poster is the movie. They're like, the marketing for this movie is this poster. If you look at this poster and you think this poster looks cool, then watch this movie. If you see this poster and you think, I don't like this poster, then don't go watch this movie. It ain't for you. Go ahead, Steve. Steve's like dying.
You remind me of something I want to ask you guys. It's a quiz. And folks in the chat, you can play too.
Right.
Sylvester Stallone has made history by having a #1 movie for 6 straight decades.
Okay.
One of his movies hit #1 for 6 decades. Can you name the 6 movies for each decade?
Is it literally for each decade? Is it
for each decade? He's had one #1 movie.
Rocky in the 70s.
Yeah.
Rambo. Well, there was a bunch of them in the 80s. There's Rambo or
You're right.
Rambo.
It's First Blood.
Yeah, First Blood.
The 80s.
The 90s.
Demolition Man?
Nope.
No. It wasn't. Don't shoot. Don't shoot. Don't stop. My mom was shooting.
No way, man. That movie bombed.
Yeah.
Rocky 1 to 6. No, Rocky only counts for the 70s.
Yeah. So Rocky, Rambo, or First Blood. Is it Rambo 2? Like, nope. No. 9. What are we on? The 90s?
We're on the 90s.
Huh.
You guys, I think you'll whiff on this one.
What is it?
Cliffhanger.
Oh, wow. I forgot about Cliffhanger. Oh, and the 2000s, Rocky again.
Nope.
No, Balboa? No.
Nope.
No. What was he in the What was he in the 2000s?
Copland?
No. No, that was a brilliant movie, but never made #1. I didn't get this one, guys.
Is it an animation?
No.
Damn it. Okay.
It's a live action movie. And J-Man, I don't think you have it on your shelf.
I don't have it on my shelf. Damn. Oh, I must. Okay, so what don't I have?
What is it?
There's only a couple. I don't know. What is it?
Driven.
Oh.
2010.
Wow.
2010s is obvious.
Oh wow.
Damn.
Oh yeah, I've got.
What was that, Gray? 2010s?
I mean, it can go either Expendables or Creed. Yeah, from the
Expendables.
2010s.
Expendables.
But we can't get another Expendables. Yeah,
And what are we on now? Is that 5?
We can't
or
get
6?
another Expendables movie.
5.
We can't.
So what's the 6th one?
Suicide Squad.
6.
Oh.
So he's
Yes.
now
Okay,
made
I'm grabbing my thing. Hold on.
Yep.
Yeah. Crazy.
6
That's nuts. Hey, good for him though. Really.
decades. 6 decades. That will. I don't think that's ever dropping.
That's
I
crazy.
don't think that's ever anyone's going to top
Harrison
that one.
Ford.
Man.
All right, so I'm going to show you guys
Harrison
the cover
Ford.
I was talking about. This is actually the new version cover, but that's not what I want to show you.
Nice.
This is the original poster.
Yeah.
Oh, that's looks like a future ex-wife.
So I have this poster, the big 27 by 40. It's called Night of the Demons. I love this movie so much. There's 3 of them, and they remade. I didn't watch the remakes, but I love all 3 actually. But this one I super mega love. And that poster, in the commentary, the guy's like, "That's the poster. You are either hell yes or hell no. If you're a hell yes, it delivers on all that stuff. It's like that. She's in it. She's crazy. It's demons. It's gory. There you go." So I don't understand, like when they get these marketing campaigns or whatever, where it's like, "Oh, it's like, I don't like this or that." It's like, or this isn't Night of Demons classic, exactly. And it's like, this is the gimme. Like if you're gonna watch Mothra, you can, some movies like that are review. Night of the Demons is review proof because the people who want it, it's like Hellraiser. That's an automatic. I love this movie or I can't stand it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's like these movies. Yeah, see exactly. Gray, you're like, oh, Hellraiser. Exactly.
No. It's not that it's scary. No, it's just like how violent it is.
I love it.
That's crazy.
Exactly.
But now I want to see that because it looks like a yes to me.
It's a big yes. There's a part where I gotta tell you. So this is the famous part in that movie. The girl's got a lipstick.
Oh yeah.
Did you hear this, Gray, last time or no?
Oh man.
No.
So she has a lipstick and she's possessed and she's like putting it all over her face and she makes herself look all gross. She's like, "Am I pretty?" And then she's naked, so she has no top on, and she's like drawing the lipstick around her boobs, and then she shoves the entire lipstick in her nipple. And you're just like, "Oh, that was weird."
Horrifying.
It's horrifying. Yes. So
who would
definitely
do that?
Night of the Demon. Well, she was possessed. She was a demon. And then she had
yeah.
Yeah, it's
you know what that reminds me of?
It's as uncomfortable as it sounds.
Yeah.
I'm watching it.
It reminds me of Return of the Living Dead, like the one where it was like in the 80s, and like they all like that I don't know, like they like I don't know what they made zombies because like the fumes got into the air and it rained and it just brought everybody back.
Yeah,
just
that's Return of the Living Dead Part 1. So the rules of Return of the Living Dead. Return of the Living Dead Part 3 is my favorite. I met the actress Melinda Clarke, who's my favorite. I met the director Brian Yuzna, who also directed The Dentist, great series of movies. And he did Reanimator and all that, or he produced that. So I met Brian Yuzna, the director of Return of the Living Dead Part 3. It was my favorite movie for a long time. I've got the poster, everything. And I talked to him for a while. He's a great guy. But yeah, Return of the Living Dead Part 1, it's the trioxin gas. So it's the military that has this gas. And really it like, you haven't seen Part 3? Dude, oh my God, dude! If you need to see Part 3, I can loan it to you. Let me know. Private message me, and I'll let you. Anyways, I love Part 3. But anyways, so the thing is that like the trioxin gas. So in Part 1, the movie, they're like Night of the Living Dead was based on a true story, and the way it works is that if you're a zombie, it's not shooting you in the head. You have to literally disintegrate the zombies because if you cut off its arm, the arms will still go after you, right? Like you have to completely destroy the corpse.
You have to
So-
dismember it.
Dismember it,
Right.
like, but not even. It has to be
Well, not
burnt.
even that, because she's like, I can. The
Yeah,
ones
no,
on-
no,
yeah.
You have to be burnt to. You have
Yeah.
to be completely destroyed.
Yeah.
And they eat brains. That's the only time where they eat brains. The
You
brain
know-
eating is not from Romero Zombies. Go ahead,
No.
Steve.
You remember that one part though when that female zombie who they got, like she was half like her torso, and she was like, oh, the pain and all that. I always thought that scene was like crazy.
Yeah, so they feel okay. So it was in part 3. It was established that as long as they're in feeling the pain, it dulls their senses.
Yeah.
So in part 3, the actress who's one of my favorites, she's the one who killed Spawn. She's in the Spawn movie. She played Jessica Priest.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah. I know.
she shoved like glass in her face, and like her whole entire body is all pierced to hell with like spikes and stuff, and that's dulls the pain or whatever. It's awesome. But
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking. I'm looking at it right now.
yeah, look up Return of the Living Dead 3, Melinda Clark. She's like my favorite.
Oh yeah. She was in. She's always been in a bunch of like little stuff. Like
Yeah,
I remember she was in, like she was on Entourage, and she was really funny. Like
yeah, so I like her a lot. She's my favorite. I met her. She was my first ever photo op, and if she ever comes to anywhere again, I have to retake this photo with her because I was not ready. I didn't realize how fast photo ops were. I was completely stunned. I thought you could talk to people. So I came up there and I was like, they're like talking, they're like, oh, let's pose. I'm like, what? So I literally turned and I'm like, this in the picture.
oh god,
And it's like
so
next,
weird.
and it's like next. I was like, that's it. They're like, yeah. I'm like, oh. So I got my picture. I'm like, oh, I look like a stupid loser. And I'm like, and she looks so good in that picture. She's like looking so good. And I'm like, oh, this is
It's
so
her job, though.
awful.
She's been doing it. She's been doing this job for years. Of course, she's always camera ready.
I don't know.
He's
I never
camera-ready.
thought you looked terrible in the photo, J-Man.
Well, you're wrong. It's awful. It's disgraceful. I tried to Photoshop a smile because I'm pretty good with Photoshop, and I put a little bit of a smile, so that's literally the one I show people. But even then, they're like, "Why you look like such a loser in this picture?" I'm like, "I don't know what happened." It's yeah, literally people say you look like a loser. No, I don't know. They don't go that far, but they think
the photo ops you get thrown off sometimes.
Well, this is the first time I've ever done it, so I was completely caught off guard. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh. And then it was over. I'm like, okay. And then I didn't know where to go. I'm like, what's out there? I go, just go over there. I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, oh, this is awful. And then I didn't do a photo op for like 5 years after that. I'm like, I had photo op fear. I'm like, I'm never going to these again. And then I'm like, F it, I'm gonna get photos. And then
now we do is photo ops. That's all we do is now is photo ops.
All I do, it's like I'm there with Karen Gillan. Hey, what's up? So it's like, so I'm cool with them now. I'll check it. It was on Amazon Netflix. If you can't find, let me know. And oh, dude, it's so good. Is Doc Life Origin?
No, no, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
You guys, I'm about to start this series up again. Farscape. You guys ever heard of it?
I've heard of Farscape.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm thinking about just getting rewatching it. 20 years, man. Those graphics are bad. Those graphics are bad.
Yeah, effects and stuff don't bother me because for me it's like I'm always thinking about the time it was it was actually on, which is why I love the old serials and black and white films and all that. I've been watching. I'm trying to get through. I love Judy Garland. A little known fact: I love Judy Garland. So I'm trying to get through some of her movies and. Look, it's hard to find a lot of these, so I'm trying to get them however I can. And anyways, and then I was all ready last night to watch her and Gene Kelly in The Pirate, and I press play and I hear ding 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 ding, it's like ding ding. I'm like, this is the Prince of Darkness music, and I'm like, it's Prince of Darkness. I'm like, I selected The Pirate. And the Prince of Darkness is playing. I'm like, what is happening? And I was all set to watch it last night. I'm like, crap. I don't know how the Prince of Darkness got mixed up with the Pirate. Pirate is one of your favorites. Yeah, I gotta watch. So I know. So because they had a sale. I never buy stuff on iTunes. I just bought this. It was Judy Garland's the entire Decca Masters. It's like 90 songs for $40. So I just bought it. So I got I had Judy Garland playing all day, and then I didn't play it in the car because I know Sean would lose his mind.
Well, I mean, you guys can't take a joke unless I point it out.
yeah, I can't take anything. I don't know.
I never know someone's joking. That's the problem.
Yeah. I have to hear your tone.
Yeah, literally, I have to hear your tone. I literally have no idea if someone's telling a joke on, like, if someone texts me a joke, I really have to know that person like intimately to know if they're like J-Man can do it because I've been friends with the guy for over 20 years. So I'm like, I think I now know when he's telling me a joke. Or Sean, who I've known slightly less as long. But like, great. If you texted me a joke tomorrow, I'd be like, I don't know if he's serious or not. But
okay.
talking
I got a joke for you.
But talking about effects, there's an awesome Kurosawa movie called Throne of Blood, which is basically Macbeth.
There is no unawesome Kurosawa movie. Because you're like, there's an awesome Kurosawa movie. What, all of them? Yes.
Fair.
So there's one Kurosawa movie in particular that you want to address? Go.
In particular, this Kurosawa movie is great. It's called Throne of Blood.
Yes.
It's from the 50s, and there's a ghostly character in it, and the effects are 1957 Japan. All right, so it's not good.
Okay.
But like Toshiro Mifune sells it so good, you go into it because of how he's selling it. Even though you look at it and you're like, this is terrible. So the effects are what the effects are. You're not going to get great effects in 1957. So,
well,
I mean, I've talked to this guy at work, and I'm like, oh, you know, Terminator and Terminator 2, and he's like, oh, those are so old. And I'm like, be careful. One day people are going to be saying that about you.
Firstly, like, man, I got to tell Skeptic is coming on with his cup of coffee here.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Skeptic. Oh, this is a new one.
You got the new background.
Yeah, I changed my setup.
Wow.
Oh, you showing us where the magic happens?
What?
You showing us where the magic happens?
Oh, God. Yeah, maybe I should clean my bed. Jesus.
They're listening. He's not married yet. They're waiting until they get married.
Yeah, he's not even here right now.
All right, fair enough.
He's in Texas.
Oh man.
Why is he in Texas?
He's seeing his family.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Gross.
What, you hate your family?
No, just don't like them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Forbidden Planet, man.
I love Forbidden Planet. Oh my god, it's so good.
Wait, what do you mean he's a visionary director, Gray? What do you mean by that?
No, I'm just joking. Hey, see, gotcha. Oh, yeah, I watched the Throne of Blood trailer. It looks legit. Like, I love the old style.
The atmosphere is insane. Like, it is literally insane. Like, the ending scene, I got goosebumps when I watched it. It is.
Hey, what's up, Marco? Long time no see.
Oh, Marco.
Okay, I want, when you guys have a minute, whenever you guys have a minute, I like silent films as well. So I like all movies. So there's a few silent films that are really good. But one silent film that I really like, Joan of Arc is one of my heroes, and I've read her interrogation notes and all that stuff. I love Joan of Arc. And there's a movie called The Passion of Joan of Arc, which is about her suffering, just like Passion of the Christ and all this other stuff. Except she was real. Oh, not trying. Okay, no, but okay. So I'm not joking. I don't know. But Joan of Arc. So the movie's called The Passion of Joan of Arc, and there's a part where I'm watching this movie for the first time. I bought the Criterion or whatever. And I'm watching this movie. And it's not, you can play it silent, or you could play different orchestra backgrounds the way it would have been in a theater that you would have watched it, the orchestra would play. So I've got the sound going. And there's a part where they've got her in jail and they literally like stab her arm and blood shoots out. And I'm saying to myself, I'm thinking, those effects are really good. And I'm like, these effects are really good. And this is a silent film. And I thought, there's no way. I'm like, there's no. So I researched it. They really cut, not the actress, but they had a stunt person, and they cut her arm, and blood is squirting out. and this is on camera, so you can watch this. I think it might be on YouTube unless YouTube blocks it.
What?
But if you look
I
up
wonder
Ashton
why.
Dark, yeah, and I'm like, and then I started thinking, like, you know what, you all these other Rudy Poo directors,
Yeah.
you know how you get it, you know how you get a good shot, you really cut the person's arm. That's how that's really done.
God.
That's hardcore. These filmmakers were hardcore. They didn't give a shit about anything. It's like, well, we need some blood in the scene. We'll cut her arm. What are you guys, wimps? Get her in here.
Well, there was one.
That's a snuff film, bro.
It's a snuff film.
It was DeMille. It was DeMille. He made a silent film. I forget which biblical one. It showed those. I keep wanting to think it's Ben-Hur, but I know it's not Ben-Hur. The first.
I have Ben-Hur, the silent movie. That's a mind-boggling epic.
Yeah.
Craziness.
That thing is nuts. I've heard. I still haven't seen it, but I have it.
Yeah, the silent Ben-Hur.
The silent one.
The other Ben-Hur is a cinematic masterpiece,
right?
Obviously.
Yeah.
But like, there was one he did, and it showed the flood.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they literally killed extras. They killed extras. They did an actual freaking flood, and they killed people.
That's fucked.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like, look at the Avengers movies. We don't know if they're actually killing people.
No, it's not. I hate to break it to you. Would you want to see Marco?
700 CGI characters in that movie.
We don't even know if those are CGI.
They're basically
So let's-
aliens and robots. Oh, I'm sorry.
So-
Everybody's lagging out.
Yeah. So Marco does. Now, Marco, has any Legos been killed during your movies? Has any Lego person been harmed? I just realized you don't put a disclaimer. You need to put no Lego people were harmed during the making of my little stop motion.
It'd be hilarious.
That would be great, actually.
You should actually do that.
They're just Legos, guys. Oh my god!
Hold on,
You mean as like a joke?
No, like
Okay.
real. These are real people, obviously.
Put a little Lego guy with like a sad face or like a happy face and say no Lego people were harmed during the making of this. You have to do that.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
Also, this
Who'd you get
Titans Red Hood. I made the Titans
nice.
Red. Oh, speaking of which, what do you think about the first 3 episodes of Titan season 3? Me personally, I loved it.
Yeah, go ahead.
You were talking. You could go. Yeah, you're the host of the show. Yeah. Oh no,
I
personally like. You didn't watch it? Oh, thank you. I haven't. Let me tell you, it is very good. The 3rd episode, it's gonna leave you in shock. I'm not gonna spoil it, but there's a death, and it's better than Donna Troy's death in season 2. I'm just gonna say that. I'm not gonna say who it is.
All right.
Batman.
Just
Batman?
Dark
you gotta
Side.
have to watch it. You're gonna have to watch it.
It's Jason Todd, isn't it? Come on. Really? Are they really doing that? Are they really going to recreate Death of the Family?
Well,
come on, that is so lazy.
I don't care to watch that show. It looks like garbage to me, to be honest.
oh,
It looks-
really?
I don't
I mean,
really
I don't
care
know.
for it.
Nightwing looks pretty cool. I was a bit apprehensive at first, but Sean, look, if Sean is telling you he likes it, then that really raises the bar because
That's
Sean
true.
is like
Sean
Sean's
doesn't
like,
like
I like
anything.
Titans. I'm like, oh my gosh, Sean doesn't like anything. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Well,
Okay, but in all seriousness, all right. So you have, and nobody hasn't seen Titans yet, except for me, because reasons. But of course, I would. I mean, I never really got to express my opinions on the Suicide Squad movie.
go for it.
Here's the thing. I really enjoyed Suicide Squad, but I don't think it's a perfect movie. I'm not going to be like, oh, James Gunn saved the DCU. I'm not going to be one of those guys. It's visually appealing. However, there are some jokes that didn't land. Also, like for example, how do I put this? Like the dicks on the beach jokes, that didn't really land. I did like the joke, however, where they accidentally killed the Resistance to try to save Rick Flag. I thought that was a pretty good subvert to expectations because, they just killed the Resistance. That's the joke because they can't tell if it's the Resistance. That was actually funny. And honestly, I was not expecting Captain Boomerang to die. And, well, that was like a shock. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Marco,
Boomerang's dead, though. Look at that boomerang.
All right, so give me just a second with Marco because I want this to become a thing because I think so. I like over a decade ago, I created what I call Space, which is the way I review movies. So I don't know if you were listening earlier on. So the way I review movies, and Steve uses this method as well, which is we give a score out of 10. The way we get the score out of 10 is every section of a movie gets a score of either 0 being bad, 1 being okay, 2 being really good. And it's story, pacing, artistry, characters, and then your enjoyment. And your enjoyment is intangible. Like you don't have to give a reason for it, right? You just say I liked it or I didn't. So each thing gets something out of 2. So for storyline, would you give it a 0, meaning below average, 1 average, 2 above average, or you can do 0.5 or 1.5 or whatever. So what would you give the story?
I mean, the story for the Suicide Squad is just pretty basic. Like the squad is trying to find a project and they're gonna have to stop it. So it's gonna be like around between a 1 and a 2, like a 1.5.
Okay, so let's do 1.5. Okay, 1.5. So the pacing. So the pacing would be something like should we have lost some scenes, or maybe should we have made it longer? Was it too fast or too slow? What are your thoughts on that? Just a 0, 1, or a 2?
I mean, I think I think a 2 because I really don't mind the pacing. I think the pacing was pretty okay on my part.
Yeah. So then, so the artistry would be something like the look, the way the action was shot, the music, just the cinematography, maybe costumes. So all of that together, 0, 1, or 2, or halves.
Oh, I think the art and the cinematography and the costume designs are pretty good as well. I would give that a 2.
Okay, yeah, good. Okay, so characters. 0, 1, or 2. Did you like the characters? If you like half of them, that's 1. If you like them all, it's 2. If you didn't like as many, it's 0.5, whatever. Okay. So what do you think for that?
Well, Ratcatcher is a pretty interesting character. There's also Bloodsport, who there's like the scene where he's like afraid of rats, and if you take that out of context, that doesn't seem like quote manly of him, but he explains that it's just part of his trauma that he endured when he was younger. And so I guess that was an interesting backstory. Harley Quinn, I think Robbie played as Harley Quinn pretty well. Rick Flag played well as Rick Flag. John Cena, I don't think he's bad, but I never really enjoyed it. Polka Dot Man, however, he is a character that I never heard of, but they actually give him some character in the story. So I could give 1.75.
So let's go 1.5.
Yeah, 1.5.
That gets to 1.5. That gets too weird. Okay, so now enjoyment. This is just a 0, 1, or 2 or halves. I liked it because sometimes there's movies where I'll give everything a 1, right, and then just be like, but I kind of still liked it, so I give it a 2. So what about just your enjoyment? 0, 1, or 2?
I mean, despite some jokes not landing, I actually really enjoyed my enjoyment of the film was pretty good. And I gotta be honest, I don't remember that much of the 2016 Suicide Squad movie, other than the Batman cameo, the Flash cameo, and the post-credit scene setting up for the Justice League movie. So I would probably give the Suicide Squad my enjoyable straight 2, a solid 2. Just saying.
Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. So you're giving it 9 out of 10. Does that sound right to you?
I mean, I guess I don't know. Hey, if it's the rules that I pick, I mean,
yeah, that's fine. So I
gave
it a 6. Steve gave it a 5.5.
Yeah,
and Sean also gave it a 5.5. So Skeptic, Greymalkin, what did you give Suicide Squad? I forgot. Did we do it with you?
I didn't. I missed it.
So let's do it.
Skeptic can go first, though.
Okay, I haven't seen it because I'm still waiting for my fiance to come back so I can see it with him.
That's fine. So let's do Greymalkin. So Gray, what do you think for story? 0, 1, 2.
You know what? I'm going to go with let's go with a 1.
1. So pacing 0, 1, 2.
There wasn't a lot there as far as pacing, so I'm going to go with half, 0.5.
0.5. So it's too slow, or just could have.
No. It was just there's what it wasn't. It didn't really need to really think about. Yeah.
Okay.
Why do they have a whole sequence with Harley?
Okay. So the artistry 0, 1, 2.
2.
Yeah.
They have fun on this movie.
Yeah. So the characters 0, 1, 2.
I don't really know them that well, so like
It's
I give it
just
like
based on the.
I'll give it a 1.
You don't have to.
Oh,
So
okay,
one,
just 1. I give it a 1. Yeah.
yeah. I don't care about outside thinking on this. This is just
Yeah.
you've watched the movie. What?
Oh
you-
yeah. Okay. Right. I'm sorry. Right.
Yeah. So 1, okay, and then your enjoyment of it.
2.
2. So 2, 3, 4, 5. So you've given it a 6.5. Does that sound correct?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. So just so you guys know, based on this space thing that I do, a movie like a movie that gets 5 out of 10 does not mean it's a bad movie, because that means everything is average. Like everything is okay, it's watchable. So when I give movies, like when I give a movie a 5 out of 10, that's not me saying it's garbage. That means saying, oh, it was okay, I watched it, it was fun, and that's it. 6 is just a little bit better. Oh, we lost.
He obviously didn't want to hear your
Didn't
explanation.
want to hear my explanation.
Damn.
So like 6 is a little bit, okay, let's bring him back in. Hold on, he's back.
I'm sorry. For some reason, my internet's a little bit wonky, so I just
Okay.
refreshed, did a hard refresh.
All right. Okay. So yeah, so if a movie, almost all movies that you watch on a day-to-day basis should be between 4 and 6, which is to mean they were just average, like they were okay, they were pretty good, or they were kind of just not there. So that's where you get your ratings from. And then if you're giving something like a 3, like a 1, 2, or 3, that's getting into, wow, this was not very good. If you give something a 7, 8, 9, 10, that's where you're getting into, well, okay, this was pretty damn good. Like, not too many movies should be getting really a 9 or a 10 unless they're like phenomenal, right?
Right.
So think about it this way. So this is a good thing to do. So Marco, is there a 10 out of 10 movie that you can think where you loved everything?
Last Jedi.
Oh, dude, come on, help me out.
Where I can what? I'm
So, can you think of a movie
what's
where
lacking. I'm sorry. 10 out of 10 movie that I could what?
Yeah, like 10 out of 10. Like, what's a 10 out of 10 movie like that you can name for me? Like, just name me a 10 out of 10 movie.
Okay.
Oh man.
Okay, 10 out of 10 movie. Zack Snyder's Justice League. That is my personal 10 out of 10 movie.
Okay. So now here's the thing. So you're saying that the Suicide Squad Part 2 is just below Zack Snyder's Justice League. Does that sound right?
Yeah, it's just as below, but it's not in in second place because
Right.
if I would be, I would consider around 5th.
Yeah. I'm not asking you to rank it. I'm just saying, just in your mind. Like, so it's like Suicide Squad 2 is really, really good, and Zack Snyder's Justice League is so damn good, right? That's sort of what you're saying. If that makes sense to you, then that's the right rating for your. For me, you certainly don't want to hear my Zack Snyder Justice League review. You definitely don't want to hear mine. So suffice it to say that I would rank Suicide Squad 2 better, but we're not going to get into my Zack Snyder review because everyone's going to hate me.
I'm not judging. I'm not part of the cult.
Everyone hates me anyway. Everyone hates me anyway, so that's fine. And you certainly don't want to hear my friends' ideas about it, because I've been the nicest ranking. I'm the nicest ranker of the movies.
It's okay. If it makes you feel better, I would prefer watching Batman and Robin: The Dark Knight. If that makes you feel better. I'm not kidding. I enjoy Batman and Robin more.
Okay.
Dark Knight is a long mess. It is so long. It's like the parts that are good are really good.
Yeah.
Like Dark Knight has
it's a good
parts.
movie.
In Skeptic's defense, there's something alluring about it in its awfulness. Like it's just like
I like all the props and stuff. It's just a shiny, like crazy looking movie. It's just entertaining to watch while drunk or something.
It's definitely it at its most stylish. Like it's definitely the most stylish Batman movie visually.
Yeah.
It's just kind of all over. It is a hot mess. Like,
and yet, Forever is a better movie, I guess. But like, I don't know what it is.
No,
you don't think it's a better movie than Batman and
Robin?
Because
half of it is really good, and half of it is really garbage.
Okay, because I've always
Batman and Robin is kind of all garbage, but because because it's all garbage, I can watch it and have fun and be like, okay, look, this is a silly movie. Let's go. But Batman Robin has shades of greatness.
Yeah.
Like, some really cool stuff will happen. Like, wow, this is so good. And then something really stupid will happen. I'm like, oh.
I get bored with Forever, to be honest.
Batman Forever, it's like Val Kilmer did not get the same script as Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey. I'm like, why is he so serious?
Yeah.
And then you have these two goofs over here. Like it's complete, not like it's all over the place.
He might have been trying to do Michael Keaton. I don't know.
He thought he was signing up for a Tim Burton movie.
Okay.
No one else thought that.
I think Tommy Lee Jones did because he hated Jim Carrey. He thought he was going to have the main role.
Yeah, he did. But like, he's like, oh, Jim Carrey's acting weird. I'll act weird. But I'm like, yeah, but Jim Carrey acted weird in every movie in the 90s. Everyone forgets about that.
Can we just say that Robin, he had the best costume in that entire movie. Batman
He's good.
No, I'm sorry, Batman and Robin. Yeah. He had the insignia. He was like, okay, Nightwing's on his mind. That's what I was thinking. Like, Nightwing's definitely on his mind. Yeah. Like, next movie, they would have just take away the cape, just made it all blue. It would have. Chris O'Donnell tried his best. He was trying to make that. He was working like he was trying to do Hamlet, but everybody else, nobody else was doing it.
Oh, him and Val Kilmer.
Hero.
Val Kilmer, and like they show him like going back as a kid, and holding the book and that, and I'm like. And it's raining, and I'm like, this is very dramatic. And then you have the Riddler saying, hey, Two-Face, how do I punch a guy? I'm like, and they're playing Battleship? I'm like,
yeah, it's so stupid.
What is going on? It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I'd rather have it all be stupid. If it's all stupid, then I can just watch the movie and be like, look, this is a stupid movie. Let's just watch it, and we can have fun with it.
Yeah.
We're eating our popcorn.
What movie is a 10 out of 10 for you guys? What movie is a 10 out of 10?
Conan the Barbarian with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No counting tape.
Raiders of the
Actually,
Lost Ark.
Speaking of watching like dumb movies for fun, I saw this YouTube channel called The Microwave Society, and the first video I watched is them reacting to the Incredible Hulk ripoff called The Amazing Bulk. You know, that purple Hulk with the low budget that everything was filmed on a green screen.
Yeah.
They have a hilarious reaction, but I'm just gonna send. Well, you don't have to watch it, but I am going to send a link to the private chat just to.
I've seen it.
I've seen
disgusting.
Yeah, I've seen some of it too. But yeah, whatever.
Well,
have you actually seen? You actually seen the? Wait, you actually seen the video?
Yeah.
Or the movie?
I've seen the movie.
Yeah. So we have a friend who loves those so bad it's good type movies, and he shows us a lot of stuff. So
I have a buddy who literally sends me a message. Well, he hasn't sent one yet. He will soon. He sends me messages. He goes, "You should check this out." And I'm like, "Hey, you're not watching my live stream."
Yes.
And then he's like, "Oh shit!"
I get trailers all the time from this one person with these type of movies. And when occasionally when I go to his house, he will show me parts of them. So I
can do a lot of 10 out of 10 movies. My entire top 10. I can my entire top 50 movies is 10 out of 10. I can tell you so many 10 out of 10 movies.
Yeah.
But okay, just one.
Conan the Barbarian, I said, but 12 Angry Men, Mad Max, 2,
Inherit the Wind,
Inherit the Wind for sure. Yeah,
Raiders,
Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, Back to the Future, Terminator 1, Terminator 2, Escape from New York. Pretty much any John Carpenter. The first 7 John Carpenter movies, probably the first 5 or 6 Cronenberg movies. It's I don't know, it's just tons.
Psycho, Vertigo, Rear Window.
Yeah, those are all pretty good. I'd probably say most James Cagney movies. I don't know. It's just
Abbott Costello meet Frankenstein.
Yeah, you like that one. That one's
Frankenstein was good. It's an hour long, but there's so much story in that hour.
Yeah, those old movies. You had to make 7. We just talked about this.
Yeah,
it's 75 minutes was the cutoff. Was that right? I can't remember what we. Yeah, you had to be 75 minutes to be calling yourself a length film, and that's why these old black and white ones were 75 minutes. But they're jam packed with stories, so you watch it like an hour and a bit, and you're like, wow, this is crazy.
Oh yeah, like there's nothing like a black and white like Witness for the Prosecution.
Oh my god, that's a great movie.
film.
Yeah. Keep in mind, half of the charm of silent films are gone because you just can't experience it the way it was meant to be experienced. Because I'm sure you know about photo players, right? They're like this like one man band type thing. It was amazing. Yeah. Like you can't get that nowadays. I mean,
well, it was an experience, right? Like,
yeah.
Like my parents would tell me about like how they would go in and you wouldn't just get a movie, you would get cartoons, you would get like cereals, you would get everything, right?
Yeah.
Like, but like when I go back and I watch the old Chaplin movies, and like you hear this massive crescendo music at the beginning, and like I would be like, what the hell? Like imagine a live orchestra playing that music while you're in freaking theater. Like it would have been an experience, which sadly we don't get anymore.
Okay, so I'll post it in the private chat. I just found the Joan of Arc. They bleed her at about 50 minutes in.
I don't want to see that.
If you want to see her get cut,
I don't want to see somebody bleed.
There you go.
It was a passion movie, man. That's the sort of thing they would do.
All right,
there's your snuff film.
Really? That's a snuff film. You just described a snuff film.
Not for anything in the world to die a natural death.
It's
what?
Okay.
So I think they cut her at like 55 minutes in. No, hold on. Let me get to the extra.
I don't know if I want to see somebody bleeding.
Okay, no, it's not yet. Hold on. It's about like it's like 1 minute and 8 seconds in. Oh my gosh! There you go.
Wait, what? Okay, so she's very crafty. All right, I see a bunch of soldiers in the house. Okay.
Are you watching it, Marco? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm actually watching it and reading the subtitles.
Oh, so you got go. If you can go to 1 minute. Well, the entire movie's great. You should watch the movie.
Okay.
I watch it with the whatever orchestra thing.
What is going on?
But yeah, I think it's like I said, it was like 1 minute 8 seconds in or something. So that's really them cutting her and squeezing blood out. So just be careful.
I don't want to see it.
Yeah, so don't watch it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. They might have pinched an artery, and it's there's just blood spewing out like chocolate pudding.
Ugh.
Was that it? Or was that just like, or did they cut out like the cutting off arm process? Because I just saw it as just somebody poke. I think I might have saw the censored version on YouTube, but I think I might have get the idea.
No, they poke her arm and then blood squirts out. They put it and they kept it in a pan.
That's it. Wait, that's the scene? I thought it was gonna be more gruesome than that, dude.
Well, they really cut her for in real life and squirted blood out of her. So
yeah, I watched it and I hit.
It's real. So I mean, hey, what happened, Steve? We lost.
I was watching it and I didn't hit the X on the tab. I hit the X in the right.
Oh, on the thing I got you. Yeah. So okay.
I'm too used to doing that.
Did everybody? Did you guys? Skeptic. Did you see What If or no?
What If? No, I haven't. Didn't it just come out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I have not
I've been
seen
doing a bunch of other things, trying to get a new freaking job and shit.
Fair enough.
So I'm just like working on other things.
I feel that.
I'm with Skeptic on here. I haven't seen What If yet, but I heard people say it's pretty good. And the first episode revolves around Peggy Carter becoming the super soldier serum and becoming a superhero known as Captain Britain.
No,
that's it, right?
No. Captain Britain.
Yep.
Captain Britain is part of like X-Men. Is part of the X-Men world or whatever.
Yeah, that's a Braddock name. You can't take the Braddock.
Yeah.
It's probably the most interesting show for me, like so far of the ones that have been announced. Because I don't even care about Loki. Like I was gonna probably see it, but then I heard it was bad, so I'm like,
yeah.
No. Loki was good if you were like a 14-year-old who got into Loki back from the first Avengers. Like,
No,
because a lot of people were like, oh my god, oh my god.
I mean, I wasn't
Dude.
attracted to him, but that's pretty much my age when I went to see the movie.
Gray, I'm going to one up you on that one. Loki is good if you have insomnia because it will put you to sleep.
You know,
Okay, all right.
maybe I
Like,
should watch.
I will say this though: the first episode of WandaVision is better than the first episode of What If.
The first
Yes.
episode. I like
Yeah.
WandaVision. I like everything.
WandaVision,
Yeah, but
I like
what really happens though? Like that's why they had to do the first one be a two-parter.
No, the whole like last 3 episodes are like great. I wasn't huge on WandaVision for like a while, but it really grew on me.
Okay.
But there was a
Like,
point to it.
Brilliant right from the start, man. When they went to the old school way of doing those like I Love Lucy and stuff,
Yeah.
like that old style, that was brilliant, man. I was right into that.
Oh yeah,
but they kept on. They basically showed everything on the in the trailer. Like he's like, oh, instead of just saying like, oh my god, this is what's going on with Wanda, they just made. I don't know. There's ways you can.
I hear.
I'm okay with red herrings. Like show something in the trailer that's not there, and then just like make it look like it's one thing, but then on the show you find out it's another thing.
Right. I mean that's more the problem with trailers nowadays, though, is that the trailers either show you everything or they show you like, and you're not interested.
Yeah.
Like
my favorite. I get you because my favorite trailer is the original like teaser trailer for Alien because it's just so mysterious and you don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
It freaked me out when I was a kid when I saw it on YouTube.
You want to know one of the best trailers I ever saw for a movie to intrigue me to watch it was The Game, the 97 game.
Yeah. I haven't seen that. I'll look it up.
That trailer was brilliant.
Yeah,
I think that trailer that actually wanted me to go see a movie was like the first BVS trailer. You know, the one that is in 2015, the one where we heard Batman say, "Do you bleed?"
Do you bleed?
I'm not gonna lie, that actually made me want to go to a phase where I make every Lego stop motion video about BVS.
Sounds like a trap.
Okay, all right, I got one for you guys. The movie that really got me, the trailer that really got me into the movie. Kill Bill.
Yeah.
The first Kill Bill movie. Like you didn't know, like you knew it's gonna like they made it seem like it was gonna be ultra violent, and it kind of felt that, but it was just like you got so much story. I love story, and you got so much story, and then we find out the second one like, oh yeah, all that was just like that's what people thought. That's what people heard. This is the real story, you know. I like that.
It was when I first saw the first two Kill Bills, I definitely liked part one more than part two. I found part two very slow and the ending anticlimactic. As J-Man and I were discussing it, we called it Talk to Bill instead of Kill Bill. Like it was very anticlimactic. Like I'm sure over time, like when I watch it again, but another trailer that was awesome, the Unbreakable trailer. That was another one that was super good.
The thing with Kill Bill is that it ends the way a lot of these old school samurai pictures end, which is like a very fast. Like they're so like both characters are so good that one character has to just one up them quickly. It's like if you watch anything like Yojimbo or Sanjuro or any of these Akira Kurosawa ones. Or even like a Lone Wolf and Cub, or like they're called baby cart movies. If you watch any of those, it's very fast. Like Lone Wolf dispatches enemies like instantly because it's like they just goes like, phew, it's like done. It's like because they're so good. The first guy that just gets a little bit of so she just does touch of death to Bill like immediately.
Right.
It's like boom, 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 and he's dead. It's like, and it's like. So
after that long conversation,
it's
like that long conversation, and you're like, and the thing is, it's like I think maybe Tarantino just got away from him a little bit. I have to rewatch it. Like I understand one of these things where there's movies where I understand what's happening, right? It's like this is where the Zack Snyder Justice League comes in. I understand what's happening, but I don't like it, right? That's the BVS too. Like I understand what's going on. I understand the vision. I understand what the point is, but I don't like it. Superman dies. It sucks. Why is he dying in the second movie?
I hate that too.
I don't care what the storyline is. Like, it makes sense. I know, but Superman. This is the second time I've seen Superman. He's already dead. Like,
yeah,
so
no, I totally agree with you on that.
I can't.
I hate that ever since I saw the movie.
Right, I can't get over that. Like, I understand. Oh, this is the point. I understand.
Wait until the fourth at least, or something. I don't know.
Right, like give me like 3 or 4 Superman movies before he dies. Like,
I mean, I can agree with you on that, Jamin. I think they pulled up the death of Superman's line a teeny bit early.
Yeah,
right. It's like he's dead. I'm like, I just got used to Henry Cavill and he's dead. I'm like, okay.
It's the equivalent of a cinematic cheap pop. It's like, to make you feel for this character, let's kill him.
Yeah, and some idiot said, "Oh, it's like Star Trek 2. Kirk died, or, or Spock died." Yeah, Spock died after 3 seasons, and then there's a cartoon series, and then there was a movie before that, and then he died. It's like not the second time we've ever seen the character. Anyways, so whatever. So I'm just giving you an example of I understand.
Oh, let's not talk about how the CW handled Kate Kane's quote departure.
I don't know.
After season 1. I'm sorry, but you have to admit that was the worst thing that has happened. And there was no point whatsoever. They already found their new Kate Kane.
Marco, let's be real. The worst thing about Batwoman was actually getting Ruby Rose to be Kathy Kane. That's the worst thing. Let's talk about it.
I will go back even farther, Gray. The worst thing about Batwoman is when they hired the head writer for it. That was the worst thing for Batwoman. It
didn't start out as bad, and I know everyone beats up Ruby Rose, but I thought she was all right. I don't know. I thought she was okay. I liked her.
She was okay.
I liked her.
Hey, I can't blame you, J-Man. I never found her as a pretty bad actress. I kind of enjoyed her at least.
There are a lot of bad actresses who are just going by off. Like Jennifer Lawrence, she's just getting by off her looks. She wants to be Michelle Pfeiffer so bad.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, look, say whatever you want about Ruby Rose's acting, but you can at least admit what the producers did was there was no point on sending out Kate's character if they already found Kate a new actress. Like,
that was stupid.
Part 2 is an unmitigated disaster from beginning to end. And it started to go downhill in season 1 when you feel that the writers lost total confidence in the character and what they were doing. They just completely lost confidence, and then they're like, piss on it. We don't care. Let's just put in a new person and be completely woke at this point.
That's exactly what happened. Like almost to the left, because literally, and when my wife gives up, see, my wife doesn't follow any of this, so she doesn't know what's going on. When my wife
the worst part about
the towel, yeah, go ahead, Marco.
And the worst part about this is that the reason for Kate leaving again for like in the season 2 finale was to find her cousin, which in my opinion, it should have been the main plot for season 2. They should have did 5 episodes figuring out about where Bruce Wayne is, then finding this character, Ryan Wilder, so that she could replace Ruby Kate while she goes finds her cousin, and we get some like both like scenes between Kate and Ryan while Kate is finding her cousin, while Ryan is still protecting Gotham City. Because if you remember, the reason why Kate became Batwoman in the show is because Batman is missing and there needs to be a new protector. So, of course, that's the reason for her being Batwoman in the story. They're basically loosely adapting off of the Batman RIP storyline. A better example would be Batman Bad Blood, which it's also loosely adapted up, but you kind of get where I'm saying at. I mean, you see why where I'm going at on why replacing Kate Kane isn't necessarily a good idea, because of course it's the character interactions and also the side characters that what makes the show a bit tolerable. Because if you're gonna replace a new character with all these other side characters that know the main protagonist, for example, like Jacob Kane, Bruce Wayne, it's just gonna lose like the emotional attachment. And because she doesn't really know these characters, Kate is Bruce's cousin, her father. And has anybody ever feel like that season 2 should have ended with Kate going to Alice and thanking her to saving her, or at least coming up to her father and saying that she's Batwoman?
No.
I mean, season 2, Steve checked out very quickly. I stayed for quite a while, and then I just checked out. I'm like, I don't care where this goes. And my wife,
you're like,
still
I'm
stuck
pissed.
I checked
my
out on
wife
the trailer.
stuck in. She stuck it out for a little bit longer, but then she was like, "I'm done." When my wife is done, it's over because she's like willing to be like, "Okay, look, it's a fun show, I'll watch it." But then she's like, "I can't take it anymore." And when she can't take it anymore, it's over. That means because she's a very regular TV watcher. She likes manga and anime. She doesn't care about, or even like live like Japanese shows. She doesn't care about any. She just finished watching Samurai Gourmet or Gourmet Samurai, which she absolutely loved. But anyways, so it's like when she checks out, that means that I'm like, okay, I think this show is done, because if she's done, that means it. Because I'm very tolerable. I'm like, okay, I don't like this angle. I don't like this. I don't like this. I'm like, I can't watch this anymore. Somebody, Double C was saying Stargirl. I have season 1 on Blu-ray. I didn't watch it yet. I'm catching up on The Flash as we speak. I still like Flash. I like Superman and Lois. Stargirl looks okay. That's it. Black Lightning, I stopped watching. I will finish it, but I stopped at the point where, what's her face? The wife is having dinner with right, and I'm like, what is happening here? It's like, why would she stay? Like, why wouldn't she'd be like, yeah. And then he comes and sees her, and it's like, doesn't he have enough confidence in his wife to go up?
No, he's trying to get her back.
Yeah, it's like, but she's obviously not with Whale, or what's the guy's name?
The King Shark.
Tobias Whale.
Tobias Whale. She's obviously not with. Yeah, he's not King Shark. She's obviously not with Whale. So, like, how dumb is Jefferson? Like, oh, I saw you with Whale.
Hey, Greymalkin. I saw you in your private chat. Did you say it's perfect when it fits a woman? Okay, despite me thinking that Ruby Rose is okay, I can agree that line was a bit, a bit unnecessary. I mean, I can understand why they would like to readjust her suit, because considering the fact that the suit, considering that it doesn't really fit her, like if it's too loose or too tight. But I feel like they could have made it like a better example. Like, can you fit it like in my size, please? And also, again, with the reason why she became Batwoman, turned herself from Batman to Batwoman, because I'm not letting a man take into a woman's credit. I would say rewrite that and just say I don't want the people to think them as something that I'm not, which I know sounds cheesy, but I feel like it will be a bit more tolerable instead of like that. I don't know. So I'm just trying to think of.
But here's my thing, though. Why didn't if she's looking for Bruce, why didn't she call Dick? Why didn't she call Tim? Why didn't she call one of his people?
I'll go back.
Okay, maybe this version of Kate doesn't know who Dick Grayson is, or maybe they never really physically met.
A list of emergency names.
Here's the thing. First of all, Batman. Why is he's gone from Gotham? Well, he went on vacation. Like, what happened to him? Like, I thought this was his mission.
Dark Knight Rises.
Why? Yeah, Dark Knight Rises. Even yeah. But it's just like, why is he gone? And like, the problem with that line is perfect when it fits. It's perfect when it fits a woman. Is you're trying to build up this character. You're now taking this part of the audience and saying you're no good. Right. Yeah. So when you're building an audience, when you're building a show, when you're building a character, the one thing you don't do is you start cutting out people. Right. This is something that I don't understand why Hollywood has started to do. Like, it happened with, and I'm going to go back to my favorite thing, Charlie's Angels. We're going to make this for women. Cool. I'm not a woman, so I'm not showing up. You sexist bastard. But you clearly said this is for women and not for men. And I'm a man. So I'm not seeing your movie.
You know what this sounds like? Oh, sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. All right. You remember how toys were gender specific? You had G.I. Joes. You're like, okay, they're for boys. And you had Barbies. Those were for girls. And it was simple. Now, like, you knew, like, a girl knew G.I. Joe's like, oh, yeah, that's not for me. I got something else.
Yeah.
But, like, now it's like you can't, like, they do these gender specific things now, but they want everybody to watch it. So if they like kind of what you said, Stephen, in order, you can't cut out the audience. If you want your show to be successful, you got to get everybody.
Yeah.
Or make it, or don't. Like, make a choice.
Inflammatory things.
It's impossible for everybody to like something. I mean,
right.
Like,
yeah, target audience is not bad, but hold on. This is but we're forgetting something that's more fundamental. you're talking about, the writers they say this to segregate or to capture an audience or not, but you've all missed a larger point, and that's this. The larger point is that they're not developing a character that is realistic to the character's self, which is to say this: Kate Kane has tremendous respect for Bruce Wayne and Batman, and she's like, this city needs a Batman, it needs a protector. Bruce is gone. So that person has so much respect for that character that she then insults the gender of that character to say, oh, the costume would be better when it fits a woman. And the thing is that no, that character would not say that.
Mm-hmm.
There may be some characters who would say that, who would be all about themselves and say no. But even if that character was about herself and saying it should fit a woman, she would not say it should fit a woman. She would say it should fit me. That's number one. But number two, she loves Bruce and respects Batman. So she should say, they should just be like, oh, the costume needs alteration. She's like, okay, Fox, let's alter it as best we can to fit me. And we're going to go from there. Instead of saying it'll be okay when it fits a woman. That is written by someone who wants to insert that tagline at the trailer clip and say, here's the clip to say, oh, we're making this for women. But the character would not say that. Nobody would ever say that line. The way that line plays out is that if you're a selfish person, you'd say, that suit will be better when it fits me. Or you say, the suit needs to be altered. That's it. The line that they say, it'll be better when it fits a woman, the response to that line would be like, oh, should we call someone else? Like, should we call a different woman? Like, what are you talking about? What woman? Oh, I meant me. Well, why didn't you say that? It doesn't. Nobody speaks that way. So the line it doesn't make sense in any realm. Whether you're saying, because like if she said it fits me, then you could say, okay, Kate Kane is very selfish and she thinks that she's better. But that's still a character thing. But nobody on earth would say the line the way that she said it. It's a trailer line. And you're like, but this doesn't make sense. Nobody would talk this way. And I'll tell you something else. This is the secret to this success, or the people liking the Zack Snyder stuff. This is the success to this. The success to this is that he never put an agenda before the movie. This is why people like it. They're like, look, I don't like the portrayal of Superman, but that's different than saying Superman is a loser. He never made Wonder Woman the only good character and everyone else sucked. He didn't put an agenda in it. He's just like, now I don't like his version of the characters. That's a separate issue than making Kate Kane the only one who's any good. Right?
CW's weird. Everybody's super pretty.
Guys, the CW used to be the WB, and if you remember that from the 90s,
I know.
Always like that. Those shows were always like wacko like that. Like Dawson's Creek.
Right.
I'm sitting there watching Dawson's Creek, and I'm like, listen to James Vanderbeek speak, and I'm like,
also
nobody speaks like this ever.
They haven't changed in 30 years then with their style, I guess.
Yeah, they have never changed. That's the problem. Is that you're actually right, Gray. They're super pretty. They've always been super pretty. If you go back to Roswell, that's another one that was like that.
I haven't seen it.
Like
So, like I said,
they've been. This is how they do things, and like they have never changed in 30 years. But I agree with Skeptic. Like, we are spoiled with high production values, and we give these things a chance because we're like, oh, they're doing a Batwoman show, and then we're like, oh, it's crap. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully the next one isn't, and Superman and Lois hasn't been crap. So, like, thank gosh for that. But like,
hell.
But the main problem is. Look, I feel like season 2 for Batwoman is like, if you really adore like Kate Kane's character and you want to see her continue in season 2, it's probably going to make you frustrated because they replace said character for no fucking reason at all.
Yeah.
Well, it's true, but like, it's not only they replaced her, and I'm like, all right, let's see what happens. Well, she just found the suit lying around, so. Anyone
she just only takes that suit and wears it and tries to play around with it.
Yeah.
And the only way that she can clarify to be in that suit is that she knows freaking martial arts. That's basically her character in a nutshell. And plus,
And
there
it
was
was
no
the
build up
most
to this character.
throwaway
They
line.
just showed it in episode 1 by saying, "Hey, look, here's your new main protagonist. Hey, look, here's her backstory and expedition. Hey, look, here's some flashbacks of her death of her mother, so that you can give a shit about this character." No,
So-
you need like at least 2 to 5 episodes in order to like build up to this character, because
That's how it is
flying
now.
out in a forceful way is just ridiculous and is blasphemy. It's
Okay,
just
all right.
it makes me giving me an aneurysm because of the producer's questionable decision. Because
Aneurysm?
why? Look, my point is there is no fucking point.
Okay, let me point this out. We have discussed Batwoman longer than the producers have discussed.
That's true. I barely
This-
talk about it. I don't
this is
care
the
for
way
it.
they happen. It's like we need to be woke. Batwoman's gay. Let's make it. That's it. That's all the conversation there was.
Yep.
Then they're like, who is right? They're like, who's somebody who's good? And they literally said, let's get Ruby Rose. And then they thought, oh, then all of them started patting themselves on the back saying, yeah, she's gay. And then Ruby Rose is like, well, I'm kind of bi. And then everyone's like, oh shit, she's not full gay. I'm like, what are we gonna
Okay,
do?
that's a as a part of the LGBT community or whatever. Like honestly, I don't care if somebody isn't gay and they're portraying a gay person. I don't give a shit. Like
Yeah, but you're a normal person who has a brain who thinks about things.
Yeah.
Nobody else does that. They're like, no, we need to
Yeah,
have someone who's full gay. It's I swear to God, remember in Jane Silent Bob when he's pretending to be gay? We're both gay. He's like, no, I'm just a little bit gay, but he's like really gay. You're like, what is
I also think
happening?
they actually hired Ruby Rose for season 1 because of her like performance in like the John Wick movies. Like, I mean, she's a pretty good fight. I heard she's like a pretty good stunt fighter. I mean, I guess I don't know.
No, Marco, here's the thing though. The reason why she got the movie, like, yeah, she was a stunt person, but the only reason she got movies is because she's pretty.
She is.
is she though?
She's the
I
prettiest
mean-
woman.
No, she's hot pixie pretty.
Have
Sorry.
you guys seen? I've seen real homeless people, and they don't look like Javicia Leslie. Like I've literally seen them on the street. And I'm like,
Leslie.
or is that her name?
Oh my
Wait.
god!
Oh, I thought you said Dizzy Gillespie. I was gonna say.
No. She's
Wait,
talking
what?
about the actress Ryan Wilder. Like again,
Okay, so
when I'm
Ryan
talking
Wilder-
about when I'm ranting about how the character became Batwoman, I'm not hating on the actress. No hate to the actress, by the way. Just how the producers handled her character and introduced her in the second season. Just want to clarify that. I just want to for context.
Well, it's like if we could literally do a Batwoman 3-hour swam and probably not even get to everything. But I do agree with, was it Double C who said like the actress who, I actually got her autograph. She's a Canadian, Rachel Scarson. She was Birds of Prey. She was Black Canary, and she is awesome. She is the best part of that show, and pretty much now the only good part of the show. So
Oh yeah, I really liked him. Oh yeah, I also do like Alice as well. I mean, honestly, that was my favorite part of her in season 2 because she's going through a character redemption arc, and I really like that.
I like the part where there's an Alice action figure, and it literally comes with the script, and then you can put the script on top of her because the script has given her this armor where she cannot die.
Yeah.
Like
and not only can she not die, she
Like,
sorry,
I was just talking to myself.
And just start stabbing people.
Truth,
When
dude,
you're buying the season 2
I'm definitely buying it. I'm definitely buying it. I'm gonna order it the same day as Zack Snyder's Justice League just to make.
Would you look at that?
Oh, there she
Look at
is.
Yep,
Oh.
Alice.
Alice.
Sorry if the eyes are just a little bit ugly. I mean,
Is that a Harry
it's
Potter character?
It's basically it's the old Hermione hairpiece. I thought that would be pretty fitting for like her.
That's fair.
General. I mean, oh god, like I mean,
I'm
I could.
definitely gonna buy it on Blu-ray because it's a train wreck, and I own worse things than that. So I may as well just get it. It's like it's gonna go on top of the other Batwoman thing, and I'll probably never watch it. Though Sean has never seen any of Batwoman, and Sean desperately wants to watch it now because everyone's hated on it so much that he wants to get in on the hate. So
Okay,
he needs to see it. It's like
just tell Sean not to get too attached to Kate Kane. By the way, just because
Sean
I'm just
doesn't
saying
get attached to
before
anything.
watching season 8.
Like, here's the thing. Sean hated Supergirl, and that is better than this was.
Right. So
Like
he'll
season
really
1, he
Yeah.
hated, and I'm like, this is way better. Than he
Yeah.
hated, and I'm like, this is way better.
Yeah,
than
Sean
that.
checks
Accor-
out pretty fast.
According to my
he's-
dad, she's a bitch. The actress.
Who, Ryan
Yeah.
Wilder? Or
Melissa Benoist.
Benoist?
I looked her up. I don't
Okay,
know how to pronounce
so
that last
he
name.
complained about being in Vancouver in the winter, and I was,
What?
and that's why she wore, and that's why Supergirl got pants, because the actress didn't like having the skirt in Vancouver.
Oh,
David, you're telling me that they changed suits?
I gotta tell my
Because
dad
she's
that.
It was you called in the winter.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Speaking of suits, I also heard that a news report came out that Ruby Rose's Batwoman outfit, it gave her hives.
Yes,
And
I've heard
a
that.
lot of people say that's another reason why she left the show, which I don't think that's the case. If her suit is giving her rashes, why not just make another suit? But I don't
Ruby
think that's
Rose-
like her fault.
almost got paralyzed by a stunt that went wrong during this
Yeah, that
this
was the
show.
other thing too.
Oh, okay, yeah, I think, yeah.
That is, I don't care what comes out about her, about the hives I've heard, all that stuff. I don't care what else they say. If you're almost paralyzed and you're lying on the ground, you don't know if you're going to walk again. You're having second thoughts about being on the show.
She should have walked it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
If,
should
she,
walk.
if Kate King would have walked it off.
Yeah, I think so.
I just want to point out to Truth asking you J-Man if he's gonna buy season 2 of Batwoman. Do you know J-Man? He's
Yeah,
gonna buy
I'm
it.
definitely gonna buy it. Hello.
Hey, I know J-Man for like a teeny bit for a while, and my god.
I buy it all. The truth knows I'm buying it. He's just joking around with me.
Yeah,
He knows
Steven?
I'm gonna
Fair,
buy
he
it.
didn't say, "Are you buying it, J-Man?" He said, "When are
When
you
are
buying
you
it?"
buying it?
Oh, I'm
Again,
sorry, my bad.
Yeah. So of course I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it. And the thing is, I buy stuff that I don't even open the packaging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that?
I just leave it wrapped.
I mean, I'm gonna say something. How I think Batwoman shouldn't have ended. Like, you know, the Kate Kane tells Ryan that she's Batwoman. I feel like that's a bit too much. I mean, she could offer her to be on part of the team and be her own superhero. Like, you know, I thought that would be like
You're the only person who's watched. You know, you're talking to people who have not watched this. Like it's like how.
Hey,
okay. Well, I'm sorry.
5 minutes.
Marco, it's all right. What I'm
Okay,
gonna say
I'm
though
sorry.
is
I believe you.
Yeah,
I'm sorry for my
But-
unhealthy obsession for Batwoman. I'm sorry.
I don't know
I'm
why
just-
you love
I'm
it
just
so much. It's
confused.
okay.
I don't necessarily like it. I have a love-hate relationship for season 2 because
it's
it has the weirdest production decisions, and there is no point. I am just have an unhealthy obsession with that. I can at least admit that, and I am super sorry
You
if
love
we're
it.
going.
Yeah, you know,
this
you're
too long.
fine. You're fine. But you know where it should have ended?
Where?
Where?
The
Before season 1,
concepts.
the pilot.
Okay.
Like just not even
Yeah,
happening.
the pilot.
Yeah.
Should have ended at the pilot.
Yeah. No, not
Okay,
even a
okay,
pilot.
Want to talk about? All right, let's talk about these. Oh, hey, J-Man, have you ever heard that Stone Ocean's getting an anime adaptation?
Who?
Ooh.
Stone Ocean, you know, JoJo Part
Stone-
6.
Oh, I haven't.
Oh,
read
I
it.
don't
That's
watch
my
JoJo.
wife's territory.
Uh,
She's on JoJo.
Oh.
I don't know what she's on JoJo.
She's
She's been reading that for a long time. JoJo is vast, though. There's quite a lot of it.
that's
Okay.
the Ace
The
Attorney,
6th part
right?
is coming out on Netflix.
No, it's not Ace
by the way.
Attorney. Has nothing to do with Ace
reads.
Attorney.
So
Oh, okay.
my wife either reads the manga.
get
If
confused.
she doesn't read the manga, then she'll watch the anime. But she usually doesn't do both. So if she's already started with a manga, she won't go to the anime because there's no point. Although she has gone back on Dorohedoro, which she's reading right now. Dorohedoro, she watched off Netflix, but it didn't come
Every
before
time
she
he
went
bitches.
back.
Double C. Dude, drinking day every time he misses.
I know.
Okay.
I don't have enough booze in this house.
Yeah, I'm not
man.
drinking
You
tonight.
know,
Yeah.
I should probably try making a final word on Batwoman season 2, and then I'll just not talk about it anymore on my.
Okay.
I should probably get to work on that. I'm sorry, and I'll probably send it to all of you so that I don't have to talk about it in a live stream with no script, because I am terrible with improvised words. I am so sorry that all of you are annoyed.
Like, no, I'm not annoyed. It's just funny because it's like you're really putting so much thought into this.
Yeah.
But the people that made the show don't care.
Yeah.
They did not put
Yeah.
any thought into it. They just want to make. They literally said, "Do we have any gay characters?" And someone put up their hand.
And that's why
and they said,
I talk about it
Batwoman's
because
gay.
I care. Sorry, I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
and
and
someone
that's
said
why I
Batwoman-
usually. And that's why I usually talk about alternate endings and how it should have been, because I actually care for these characters. That's why I watch most of the CWs and note their problems, because I care. Why do you think I'm creating my own DCEU in my page? Because I care.
I didn't know.
Why do you think
they don't? They don't care. They literally said,
don't
"Do we have
care.
a gay character?" Someone said Batwoman. Then someone said, "What? The girl from the '60s show? She's gay." It's like, no, that's Batgirl. Oh, you're a Batwoman. Yes.
Yeah,
like,
this.
It's like you're acting like they know anything. It's like,
Oh no!
Greymalkin have to go. I think.
Gray had to leave to go watch Batwoman. Now I'm saying.
I mean, he can watch Catwoman. It's probably a better idea. It's gonna last less time.
I wish they had done Catwoman.
When the Catwoman movie is not the worst DC thing there is, that's when you're getting into scary
At
territory.
least it like ends in 2 hours.
In like 2 hours.
It's true. I mean,
I can probably fix Batwoman with one word. Call it Batman, and have
Or better
Batman
yet,
in it.
Or better yet, bring Kate Kane back as the Batwoman, because the story started with her.
Oh my god!
I mean, technically, oh my god!
It
I
was
mean,
going
basically,
downhill
the
before
comics
Ruby Rose
that they're
left.
adapting off is the. I mean, Wallace Day could be the new Kate Kane. They already technically found the new Kate Kane, Wallace Day.
I think you need to read comics.
That's
Okay.
Going
I'll
in
read
circles.
comics. I'll read Batwoman storylines because I know for a fact. I mean,
I did read Batman.
Batwoman is a serious military character who does what is necessary.
Correct.
Like they
She
didn't
killed Clayface.
really do the character that well.
Because
I also read Son Superman.
ah,
You know what the problem is? I'll say this, then we're going to wrap it up. They can't do the actual. They don't care about what the character is. They literally just said, "Who is a gay character?" That's all they said. Because Kate Kane, her being gay is a very, very small. Just like all sexuality, comic books don't have a lot of sexuality in them, unless it's Superman and Lois, where they're actually married and have a kid.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of sexuality to them, even with Ghostmaker, who is a bi character.
Yeah, he's cool as fuck. I saw him on the.
I know, yeah,
I
he's
looked him up.
awesome. He's awesome. Well,
Is he new? Is he
he's
like
new.
brand new?
He's brand new.
He's brand new.
Wow.
He's brand new. He's like 10 issues in or something.
Great.
Right?
More new cool characters. Great.
He's a new character. So firstly, he looks good, but also they literally had maybe one page where he's got like a man in the bed, and that's all that's ever been shown because it's him fighting villains. Like, he's a superhero. He fights villains. He doesn't just have sex all the time. Like, why are they pretending like sex matters? It doesn't matter that much. It's like there's no pages with it in it. It's like, okay, Loki's bisexual. It's like, okay, well, is he gonna do it? Is he gonna have a threesome? No. Then what does that matter?
No.
Like you could say everybody's bi in the whole because it doesn't matter. It doesn't. You're not watching a movie where that matters. This isn't, what's that? What's the cowboy? The Heart Brokeback Mountain. This isn't Brokeback Mountain. It's just a movie. Like it's just a comic. What does it matter?
Hey, to be fair, Heath Ledger was in the movie. I mean,
he was in Brokeback Mountain. Yeah.
He was.
So it doesn't matter. So they just wanted it to be like, yay. But the problem is that they forgot that even if it's a gay character, you still need to have a story. It's like Jack Harkness is I don't know what he is. He's pansexual, whatever he is.
Pansexual.
But the thing is that Jack Harkness is played by an actor who's the character, who loves it. Torchwood is a serious science fiction television series that has a lot of actual adult themes to it. When Jack Harkness appears on Doctor Who, he's a great character. People like him. He's a new character that was developed. It's like he's got a lot of charisma, and he gets the job done. He's not silly or stupid or needs help. He's an actual action hero. So it's like that's what people want. They want a good character. Now, if you take a good character and say he's gay also, that's fine because now you've given me a good character. Don't just say he's gay. What else can you tell me about him? Nothing. That's all I know. It's like, well, then it's not a character. You just created one of the letters of the LGBTQ.
Did you guys hear about the weird rumors about Tom Holland Spider-Man being trans at one point? Like there was like a thing about that. Like what?
No.
What?
Yeah, that was a thing at one point. I think it was around Homecoming coming out.
Oh,
It's
What?
like
Oh man.
I don't get it.
Wait, is this an actual rumor?
Yeah, I can look it up. Let's just
no, it does. I believe you, but I gotta go, guys, because I gotta
Okay,
go. How do you guys feel with the Why the Last Man? Oh, I'll check that out. I never read Why the Last Man, but I actually the closest I got was I held one of the comics in my hand and I was going to buy it and then I didn't. But that's not because I didn't think the comic looked bad. I think that day I was just buying so many comics. I'm like, I just have to put something back. And I ended up, so I never read any of Why the Last Man. I may have some on digital actually, but I'd have to go back. So this is one of these shows because sometimes there's a show where I don't know anything, just like Invincible, because I never read any Invincible till after the cartoon.
Yeah.
So sometimes I kind of like the idea of seeing something new that I don't really know. It makes me excited, for the possibilities of it. What's this, Skeptic? What do you do?
He put on the
rumor?
article.
yeah. I thought
Okay,
Marco would be interested.
I'll check it out afterwards.
Wow.
That's my.
tough, man.
So I'm
What
to
were
everybody
you
on the live stream again. I'm sorry if this is just me ranting about. Again, I need to go to therapy and actually
You do
just
need to
get
go
my
to-
obsession
You need
over.
therapy. Yeah, you need therapy over fucking Batwoman.
Yeah,
If that
I'm
was-
actually admitting that I need to get help. I'm
Actually,
admitting
that's very sad.
This is the most passion I've heard about
it
Batwoman.
is sad and I hate it.
It's like, okay,
Yeah, I'm getting obsessed. I'm getting obsessed with the TV show for too long. I need somewhere. I need to watch Superman Lois
Yeah.
again.
Yeah,
How
it's,
about
relax. Take it.
how about Lois and Clark?
Yeah, like Superman and Lois. Well, Lois and Clark and
Yes.
Superman and Lois are both.
Yeah, it's a
alright.
bit of Flash and Lois, Superman Lois. Yeah,
Tor-
that just seems.
You want to get your mind off things? Watch the 1997 Justice League TV movie.
Ah,
That's
yes,
probably-
yes. Thank you for the
Well,
recommendation.
it's better than Batwoman. It's better than Batwoman.
Better than Zack Snyder's Justice League, J-Man probably.
It's like I would literally take that Justice League pilot over Batwoman.
Would you
it
take it
doesn't
over
end with-
the Snyder Cut?
Oh, I take Snyder Cut over Batwoman, of course. That
No. The 97 TV movie.
I'll watch Zack Snyder's Justice
I
League over and
don't
over.
know if I'd go that far. It's pretty cheap.
You actually considered it though. Oh
No,
my god.
I don't think I would go that far. That's way too.
All right. Also, I want to look it up again. What was that awful quadrilogy or whatever that you like bought that was like super expensive?
Nemesis.
Oh, there's
Nemesis, right?
Nemesis.
Oh my god.
But Nemesis 1 is a very good movie. Great. It's the highest. It's a low budget. It's a high end, low budget sci-fi post-apocalyptic actioner. It's very, very fun.
Yeah.
A lot of good shootouts. Some good character actors. Thomas Jane is in it. He plays a villain. He plays a bit part in it. So a lot of great stuff in that Nemesis film. Unfortunately, part 2, part 3, part 4. I have not seen part 5 yet. They're quite awful.
There's a 5?
Yeah, there's a part 5.
Oh,
That's the movie where Sean was holding number 4 in his hand, and I ripped it out of his hand at the store and ran to the counter and paid for it before he had a chance to, because there was only one copy left. And Sean was all upset. I was like, Sean, man, you learned your lesson, buddy.
Wow.
If you get something in your hand, you can't let me touch it because I need that movie.
That was me with like 2 girls that wanted to buy The Wizard VHS
Oh,
one
I
time.
love the Wizard.
Oh man.
That
I
one
had
was-
it on VHS also.
Yeah, the Super Mario Brothers 3 advertisement.
Yeah. It doesn't matter, man. It was awesome.
I love it.
That movie is review proof.
It's got a remaster or whatever on Blu-ray
got it.
just recently.
Yep.
You got it? All right.
Yeah, I've seen it so many times, dude. I love
Yeah.
the movie. It's like he's a wizard, and it's like he wasn't doing very good on Double Dragon. I could tell because I know the screens of those video games.
Yeah.
He was doing very poorly on Ninja Turtles because he's
Yeah.
playing Ninja Turtles. I'm like, at that point, I had full life on all 4 turtles, and he had like half life on half. I'm like, no, that's
Yeah,
not
he
good.
wasn't very good.
But he had the power. But Lucas had the power glove. It's so
Yeah. I still want that thing.
Oh, it's awful. It doesn't work.
Oh, I know.
No, it's terrible. I had it. It was
Yeah,
god awful.
it's
I like to consider the Kinect before the Kinect.
No, it's all bad. All right, guys, I gotta go. It's
All right.
it's late for
Great
me.
hanging
All right,
out.
guys,
All
thank
right,
you so much for
J-Man.
everybody coming on. We appreciate everybody.
Take
All
care.
right, guys,
You all.
take care.
Take
See you,
care.
Batwoman. Go to
Bye.
therapy for Batwoman. All right.